Good afternoon and welcome to Sydney Parade. This is Pembroke Cricket Live, and today we are covering the first 11 in a League Cup game?
League
Premier. Game. Premier League game. Strange Premier League this year. Against near neighbours, Railway Union. They've made the short journey across Park Avenue, which is good because Sydney Parade Avenue is closed. I'm not sure who won the toss, but as you can see, Railway Union are taking the field first.
Some of the informed comments think it is Railway who won. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, and some of the others thought the Pembroke had won, so we will find out. To open the bowling for Pembroke will be Barry McCarthy.
I would suspect Byron McDonough from the from the Pavilion end.
Nursery end.
It's good to be back.
Bowling from the St John's end at the moment. It'll be Barry McCarthy making the opening salvo. And joining me in the commentary box today, for the first time this season. Welcome back, Graham.
Thank you. It's great to be back. Yeah, I was on the travels last weekend up in North County watching the first play, so that's why I missed last weekend's commentary gig. And then, of course, I was in Rathmines for the twos game. So it's great to actually be first game here in Sydney Parade.
Well, as we just wait for the umpires to give the all clear, it is midday, it is time to start. Good afternoon. It is quite blustery at the moment, the wind coming from the southeast, unusually. That usually brings a bit of... It's gone through! First ball!
Oh, what a start.
Well, Pembroke and Barry McCarthy...
Second slip.
Making an absolute perfect start. Just enticing the left-hander. He just wanted to feel bat on ball.
Yeah.
Graham, your coffee cup is disgusting again.
This is going this season. It's finally going. It's getting a funeral. It's going.
That is a brilliant start for Pembroke.
Well, yeah, he just, as you said, he just pushed it across the left-hander, enticed the little edge and straight... Great catch, just above the grass.
One ball gone, and already.
Yeah. Well, already we're getting the benefit of the Irish boys back on the team.
That's something they may have lacked last week, but what a start to the season for Barry McCarthy. I'm sure Steve McCarthy must have almost fallen off the couch there.
Well, as you said last week, it was great to see some of the youngsters get a go last week up in North County. But yeah, Barry McCarthy obviously available.
Andy Balbirnie, Jack Tector,
Harry Tector,
Tim Tector, Harry Tector,
Gavin Hoey, back from the Wolves tour.
Well, it's star-studded first 11 this week, certainly on their opening show.
Yeah, Blake McDonald broke into the Melbourne Stars.
So
star-studded.
McCarthy now into batsman number 3 with the second ball of the game.
Repeat the ball.
Another good delivery. Left goes through to Greg Hollins. And probably a wise decision by the batsman on this occasion. Just leave that one alone.
I think his friend wished he could have done something similar in that first delivery because, okay, we're down with the monitor, so we haven't got the replay in front of us, but it was going across the body. It was one of those obviously brilliant tempter. Got the edge, but he'll be sitting there going, should have left it, should have left it, should have left it.
Well, the scorers must have been ready.
Yeah.
So the game must be somewhere.
It's not up on Cricket Leinster yet, so we don't have match centre yet. Just dabbed into the leg side. In comes, that's Andy Balbirnie fielding it back to Greg Hollins behind the stumps. So we've got the skipper, Paul Lawson, there at mid-on. Barry McCarthy bowling. Andy Balbirnie, mid-on because it's a left-hander. Looks like Jack Tector at mid-wickets. Byron down a deep fine leg. Greg Hollins behind the stumps. I would suspect that is Tim Tector in the slips with Harry.
Good lifting delivery from McCarthy, testing the batsman, certainly welcoming him to the middle. I see the first of the bells have arrived. Zoe, of course, is down in Ed Sports, earning a crust, but Johnny...
And young Jake, where's that? I can't tell.
That's why we have the binoculars.
Yeah, yeah, it's actually.
A few people making their way in now. I see Joe O'Brien coming in along the wall, and also a railway person on crutches. So perhaps he would have been in the side if he wasn't on crutches.
Never good to see. So when they originated the team, we've JJ at his usual point and Gavin Hoey in the covers.
Well, this is a fine first over, and my goodness, it's great to see the wicket reacting in so well. I mean, he's putting it down there, and he's getting good lift through, and it's carrying all the way through to Hollins, so there's no complaint there anyway.
Hollins is taking that standing in his upper chest. It's great to see at this stage of the season. But of course, as always, we're blessed here having Dale McDonough, groundsman extraordinaire, and his team, as always, getting the place looking great.
Well, if you are joining us today, remember that if you're a subscriber to Pembroke Cricket Live, you can include your comments. Family show, remember, but you can include your comments on the YouTube. And here is a replay of the first ball.
It's an interesting stance.
McCarthy coming in to open the game. Quite an open stance from the batsman.
Outside leg, well outside leg.
Well, he had to play at it. It came back towards the edge.
Great take.
Didn't slide across him. And super wicket and a super start for Pembroke. Railway 0 for 1.
Yeah, it's an interesting stance he had. Like, he starts way outside leg and then kind of shuffles his feet a little, kind of getting into a half forward, looking to get bat on ball, and of course just gets the little edge, tickles its way through. So Pembroke are gonna start with spin as the other Harry Tector from the nursery end is going to open the bowling with Barry McCarthy. Obviously, huge experience. Harry, has often bowled, and he's bowled a bit for Pembroke in the opening overs, so he's used to it. It's a good little option to see. I know Craig loves to see spin early on.
Well, what I like about this move is you often see the Irish team doing this. So,
but it's great to put the challenge up to the batsman inside, because obviously we're inside the power play. So, you know, Pembroke are restricted to 2 fielders outside the circle. So there's pressure on the bowler to get his line and length right early, but the batsman is obviously conscious that runs are needed in the power play. Oh, that's, just tempting him outside.
Still nothing up on live score, so that's why our graphics are missing at the moment. We apologise for that.
Yeah, we're not too up on the railway players' names at the moment, so yeah, we can't tell you who's who.
Well, they all come out under helmets. I'd have trouble naming the Pembroke players.
Well, we're lucky. We've a right-hander, left-hander combination.
No.
Well, it's a bit wide. Chased it.
Yeah, and chased it without too much footwork. It was more throwing the bat out there, and it didn't really work for him.
Again, I think he's conscious to get bat and ball. He wants that feel. Short.
But on the offside, Hoid is doing the fielding there. Or is that JJ?
That is... No, that was Byron, I think. Yeah, that's Byron.
Well, he was
very strange.
On his toes.
Obviously, the one thing this Pembroke team prides itself on is everyone from 1 to 11 can field. There's nobody who's, the pressure to get on the team is such... And the competition is that there's no stragglers. You got to be able to field. So, yeah, they trust Byron to go into that for the left-hand, right-hand combination, not switching JJ, who is one of the best point fielders there is, in Division 1 in the last 5 years.
Premier League.
Premier League, Division 1 Championship. He's definitely one of the best people who patrol that area. So, McCarthy to continue.
Good line, good length, making the batsman play.
Yeah.
And that's always the danger when you get a quick early wicket like that, is then you go searching for wickets, and that rarely pays off. So patience is the key here. Still plenty of time to go.
Oh, well, patience for both teams.
Still no runs on the board, so, you know, plenty of time.
Obviously, Railway, you know, losing that early wicket puts them a little worried. But, you know, you score a lot of runs in the last 10. So if you've set the right platform.
If you've wickets in hand.
Yeah. That's a good shot.
Powered away on the offside, and finally the Railway score will get off the 0. Nicely played away. It was half fielded by JJ Garth.
Saved 3.
Squirted away. How are you doing the tidying up?
Yeah, Barry would be, I'd say, that early bounce he's getting would certainly, as a bowler, would enthuse you.
Well, it's good to see such stalwarts of the club as Kevin Ryan and Theo Lawson contributing to that chat, the live chat on YouTube. Danica Tucker also chirping in with a little emoji. So thanks very much for getting in touch, lads. Theo, I have no doubt you'll have plenty of time to get down here.
Because they completely rearranged the side screens.
Oh, okay. It's worked out perfect. It's worked out perfectly. That's a great view.
Very little sunshine here today. Bits of blue sky, but also some darker clouds. But I don't think we're going to get too much interrupted for rain today, Graham.
No. It's an okay day to be in the field. Little breeze.
Perfect weather to be playing cricket, really.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
for Ireland.
you'd want your jumper, perhaps,
Yes.
but you'd certainly be disposing of that when you came on to bowl.
Well, I think I'll be getting my jumper because sitting here in the commentary booth.
Well, it's cold down here.
Yeah, we don't get the sun.
You might want to go and put something else on.
Yeah.
Longer trousers, I'd suggest.
Your shade up.
Yeah.
The legs are fine.
Makes any difference today.
It doesn't really to the wind. You need to at least put 2 up for the wind. A lot depends where the wind is coming from, of course.
Oh,
McCarthy is in fine early season form, isn't he? Now, I know that they basically 12-month-a-year players now, but he's looking in good nick, that's for sure.
Well, that one just squirted off the bat, so you know, the bowler wouldn't be too worried it wasn't exactly played for and got, as they say. So, I'd say for first game of the season, he's on the money, asking questions. I wouldn't want to be facing him.
I'm not wearing enough gear to be facing him, that's for sure.
I think I'd want a suit of armour.
I'd want to be the Michelin man.
The Stay Puff Marshmallow Man. Little squirt.
Nice length, squirted out on the leg side. They take a single to Balbirnie, but one has to say that, well, it shows how keen they are to get on with this Railway. They need to start moving a little bit.
Another good over, though, from McCarthy.
Three coming from that over.
Yeah. But again, it's a very good over, like 2 squirted, a little dab and a rush. So the Railway batsmen are still trying to find their way. Tector's going to continue. He'll, of course, be looking to get into a rhythm and, you know, race through as many overs as possible. The more they get from Tector in this
just bring your microphone in a bit more, see if that helps
that
with the wind noise.
Oh, okay, how's that? Yeah, that does sound a bit better.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, sorry. Used to the new headphones this year.
Once again, now making
all the
step-by-step improvements. Bowling to the left-hander now.
Yeah, little change of the side screens down below, and Tector to come around the wicket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear that little swirl in the mics from the wind. I would say it's more of a swirling wind wave. The flag is fluttering.
Oh, here we go. You're about to be muffled. And it's muffled, not muzzled.
tried for years.
Nicely forward to that one. Good long stride to get out to there. And that's what you need.
Tector has this ability to rush a batsman with his spin. Yeah. He gets a good amount of pace. Well, he's such a tall guy.
Coming into bowl now from the nursery end. A little bit short, it's in the air, just pulled around the corner, and that is a disappointing wicket from a Railway point of view. That really is. O'Brien just steering that one around the corner, and the score now, well...
3 for 2. Or
yep, 3 for 2.
That's Byron McDonough with the catch at what we used to call suicide corner.
Oh, is that way? Oh.
Yeah, it's... well, that's where the bowler just kind of has a little chuckle to himself.
Well, it was just sort of chucked down there. He steered it around the corner, straight into the hands of the fielder, and a second wicket falls. Well, Railway 2 down, and Theo Lawson suddenly seeing his afternoon plans collapsing around him. He might want to get his arse down here as soon as possible in an effort to catch some of this game. McAway joining us from the Middle East. And... Good to see that Steve McCarthy's contributing to the chat as well, doing it under his company name, of course. SMC Print and Design Dublin 12. I thought that was Dublin 4 now, Steve. Might need to change that. And then there's a bit of support for Railway coming in. So nice to see the chats, and we see the new batsman coming out, striding out.
Still wait. We're
it
still
looks like Kevin O'Brien.
Oh, it does. Yes, that is. Yeah, that walk is very familiar to anyone who's watched Irish cricket over the last number of years. That stroll to the crease. Now this is, a pressure moment, but he's well used to them.
So, Tector picking up his first wicket of the game.
But that really was a bonus. Like 2 inside the first, inside the power play.
And now it's first global superstar of the Irish cricket side, I suppose, after his century against England in 2011, against the man who's been ranked high as number 4 in the ODI batting rankings. Battle of the middle orders. Kevin O'Brien will feel like he's more like an opener coming in only the 4th over.
Yeah, well, which he's done, so he's used to.
And Harry Tector using his off spin rather than his batting.
Yeah, no, but that really was a bonus for him. He'll hope to bowl a lot better to Kevin O'Brien than the ball that actually got the wicket.
Nice bit of fielding, firmly struck by O'Brien. You can see the power's still there, and certainly the shots are still there.
Yeah, it was good fielding again. That's Byron in the covers, and again, it's.
Again, I can only apologise for the lack of graphics on your screen today.
It could be a cricket Leinster issue that happens with the match centre.
But 4 overs gone now, and the score is 4 runs from those 4 wickets, but it's 4 for 2.
Okay, now other games are up and running around on match centre.
It's a problem here, and I won't even say a problem because, it's Judy and Ada Lawson, Judy Cohen and Ada Lawson, who are the scorers, and you couldn't find a more experienced pair than those two.
Exactly. The number of games they've scored at this level.
Scored at any level.
Well, yeah.
This one going across the batsman, flying down the leg side. O'Brien sort of followed it around. He would have liked to have just flicked it over square leg, but wasn't to be.
Our first extra of the day.
If they're even trying to live score. If they're even trying to live score.
Give Sean is down there as well if you want to give him a bell. There's a couple other wickets floating around in the Premier League today already.
We'll be joined in the commentary box by a debutant with us in the box today. Sid will be joining us at over number 11. We wish him well on his commentary debut.
It's so hard to do. They only let the best do it.
Well, the easiest thing to do is at the start decide which of you is going to be the lead and which of you is going to be the colour, which you and I failed to do. Barry McCarthy didn't really give us much of a chance taking a wicket with the first ball.
I just assume you're the lead.
So
You're the pro.
with that regular.
Oh,
That's well lifted away, you see. But you can't give too much width. O'Brien still has that shot in his armoury, powers it away square of the wicket. First boundary of the day, doubles the Railway score.
Yeah, he didn't even have to move his feet. It was short, it was wide. He just leant into it with the bats. He knew it was a safe hit with the power play, and it raced away. He didn't even leave his crease. He knew that was going to the boundary from the moment he hit it.
Lovely shot there from Niall, showing how much blue sky there is above us.
Yeah.
Not too much sun coming through at the moment, but...
Yeah. But
he's sliding across again.
Yeah,
It'll be another wide.
yeah, he's gone from the metronome in the first 2 overs and just little bit drifting down leg on this for 3 wides in the over.
Well, you can understand he's not wanting to give O'Brien the same room as he did, because when he does, he gets cracked away for 4.
No.
So you really would want to keep sort of very tight line and length, and at the moment that line is just drifting slightly down leg. I mean, O'Brien's almost having to get out of the way of them so they go down leg.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sid. He's limping like he did fall off the couch.
Oh, there's a drive.
Played away down the ground.
Easy pick
Andy
up.
Balbirnie. Great to see Steve McCarthy down. He's bought the Saturday papers and he's found himself a nice little spot on the sidelines, and he'll be here for the foreseeable. He obviously isn't out in Elm Park today with a limp like that.
No. Maybe that's how we got it. Little pitch and wedge. That's how I popped my back there a couple of weeks ago. Driving range.
Easily done.
Yeah, too old for this.
You've got to warm
crud.
up first, mate. You can't just pick up a club and start swinging it.
That was the thing I actually did.
McCarthy with 2 slips. Again, down. And this time, the offer of the bye is turned down by the non-striker. They'll just take the wide.
No, obviously, I'm conscious with the number of injuries I have had.
Oh, the bottle bag bin being emptied down in the clubhouse.
I warmed up, and yet still, bang, pop.
Well, if you are at home on the Maybank holiday, or you're out doing your chores, I would consider dropping down when the sun comes out. It's absolutely glorious now.
Yeah.
Lovely shadows. That's much better by McCarthy. He's hit him in line. The umpire's thinking about it.
Yes, he's given him.
And he has given him. It's out. Another wicket for McCarthy. Third one falls. The score is on 11.
The umpire certainly thought about it. We're coming with replay now. Okay, here we go.
Oh, I wasn't too late.
Oh, that's hit him in line. Yeah, that's halfway up the stumps.
That looked out there.
Yeah, that did.
McCarthy wheeled away.
It came back in,
You can
pitched it.
see the slips pleading, and finally the finger goes up. You can see his front leg still in front of the sticks.
And I always love how a batsman looks to where the ball didn't hit him and it isn't going. Now here we go again. You can just see he nibbles. No, it's that line again. But it definitely hit him.
I think that was. I think the umpire is going to be fairly happy with that decision when he reviews it. He's got that exactly spot on. And you know what? I don't mind him taking his time.
Oh no, that's what he should do.
Rather, he took his time and got it right.
Yeah, that's what he should do.
So,
absolutely, make sure. Especially, look, you're talking. At this level, you do want the right decisions. You don't want games affected by bad decisions. And no, he got that perfectly. Well, in our opinion. Well, there might be somebody else in the comments who'll say something.
In the umpire's opinion,
well, that's all. What's in the book? No, that's great bowling. He found that line. Obviously, he's had 4 wides in the over, just drifting.
Well, but we think that was Kevin O'Brien, number 33. He's departed. I'm afraid without the live scoring of the graphics, we're not too sure on the names of the Railway players. Yeah. So you'll have to excuse us on that.
But what we do know is it's 11 for 3 in the 5th over. So a third slip brought in for McCarthy. New batsman. That's a good push into the covers.
The batsman slipped as he set off, but they're going to get through for 2 quite handily. He's underway.
It was just a push, a good forward defensive. So they didn't have enough on it to get to the boundary. But of course, the skipper, Lawson, has decided to bring in a third slip. Balbirnie has come out of mid-on, mid-off, whichever, depending on who was facing, right or left-hander. And he's gone into that third slip area. So this is really aggressive from Pembroke in the power play. Well, why wouldn't you?
It's working well for them. Their strike bowler, Barry McCarthy, has picked up 2.
That's good. Yeah, you can see his wheels are motoring nicely.
So he's found a nice rhythm very quickly, and that's always good to see as a bowler. You know when you've slipped into that groove. It's like an old vinyl record.
Yeah.
Once you're in the right groove, you're grand.
And he's looking lean. He's wintered well, as they say.
Well, professional sportsman now.
Yeah.
No excuse for turning up in the spring with excess baggage. 30-yard run up, that's for sure. Coming in from the ring. Nice rhythm. And that one takes the inside of the bat and crashes into the batsman's body.
Yeah. This is where you would love to face just, you know, if he promised not to hit you, you'd love to face.
11 for 3 in the 5th over.
Like if he didn't do what Brad Lee did to Piers Morgan, you know, overstepping and targeting the body for a laugh.
Usually when we're sat in the commentary box, we're talking about how many do you think the total will be and that sort of thing. The comments at the moment are more discussing what time the game will be over. Ross Garvey has come in with a 5:30 finish.
What time should we start the barbecue?
I just see Coach Conor Mullen doing a lap. He must be a happy man at the moment.
Well, as starts go.
I have no idea. We were hoping you'd know.
Breen thinks it was Railway. Oh, great fielding from Byron.
There's hesitation between the runners. They do get through for the single.
Not easy. Oh, was that Connor? Sorry.
Now, Sid, just remember that you'll see him wandering around and talking and the whole lot. Just let him away with it. He knows what he's doing. You know more than I know, Niall.
Which is, again, more than I know. It's great to just sit here and Niall does all the fancy stuff. Oh, that's a lovely bit of tempting bowling from Tector.
You can see the batsman, really, survival is more on their mind than anything else. The run rate isn't exactly racing along.
Well, the best these two batters can do is get their eye in. And you know,
the best these two could do is just occupy the crease at the moment.
But exactly, and get their eye in and just, you know, hope an odd run comes here or there and a few extras. But the main thing is their team will be hoping they don't do anything silly and throw their wickets away. Obviously, you can't help if a bowler gives you a jaffer, but nice little tickle. That's going to race away.
It's going to be 5 wides. No tickle on that one.
Oh, until he got his bat on it.
Well, the umpire disagrees with you. It runs away. 5 wides.
Is this where I give my first bad comment about Will Houston today?
And that's big help to Railway at the moment.
Of course, Will has stayed. He loves coming here for that, being able to look back on the games, on the umpiring. It's great for their, all the umpires love it. Come in here because they can look back and see how they've done and helps them their own progression. So we're into the 6th over and just, well, the 2 boundaries, one off the bats and one
in the air again. This one falling into open acreage. And they'll take the single. And now the captain has to start thinking about, well, how long do you run these guys for?
Well,
do you keep them going whilst they keep taking wickets?
Well,
3 wickets in the first 5 overs.
I would run Harry through 10 if I could. I would consider switching Barry up. Only, well, not yet. I'd still definitely give him another 2. But if Harry could go through the 10.
Bowler's initials, dot for a wicket, for each wicket, and the score. Okay.
Oh, cool.
For when I step aside and let Sid in, I suggest when Sid is here that you let him be the colour and you do the lead. And that way he can ease his way in.
Or do you want to let him step in and you stay for the first because you're more good at leading?
You go for it, Graham. I think leading does you good as well occasionally.
Well, I've no problem speaking.
We know you have no problem speaking. Friday the 9th of May, I think Amanda would kill me if I came down for 7 days in a row.
Well, this is my warm-up weekend for my 6 days a night in Pembroke for the summer.
And there's a fine bit of fielding, a lot of ground to make up, 25 metres. Gavin Hoey covering across the ground and just making sure that they don't try and take the second.
But Friday the 9th, I'm doing using my gift from the ladies team last year, and I'm doing a cookery class.
Excellent.
Vietnamese street food.
I thank the ladies very much for getting him a cookery class and not getting him a bottle of gin. Ashley Balboni on the ground, putting in his steps for the morning. Nicely played away. Square on the offside. Good bit of fielding by JJ Garth. JJ, of course, always wears that cap in such a distinctive way. He's the only guy who sort of has a peak on his peak.
I was going to say that. Did you not enjoy that bottle of gin from last year? Because I gave it to you.
Graham, I was tidying up the kitchen the other day and saw that we had 7 bottles of gin there. And now after my birthday, everyone seems to be... He either drinks tea or whiskey, because I got a couple of mugs and, some very nice whiskey as well. And in fact, all my presents were greatly appreciated. In fact, I even brought down the top trumps,
brilliant.
Legends of cricket. As Billy Birmingham would say, you've got to pack the cards in case there's a bit of rain.
Well, like that, I was warned off getting you alcohol. I did get Kevin a whiskey, so I could have gotten you the same.
No, it's really.
Yeah. So I was
Hell will have to freeze over before the amount of hot whiskies I'd have to go through to get rid of all the whiskey in the house.
Yeah, but I've warned the men's twos. No gin this year.
Yeah.
I'll take tequila or rum, but no gin.
Had a couple of tequilas last Saturday.
Yeah.
Very nice they were too. Just 2. That was the perfect number. 3 means you're on the dance floor, and 4 means you're on the floor.
Oh, good follow again.
This is good line and length. 3 slips in place, and JJ Garth then is behind point, I'd say. And that John G. Rhodes position, I'd always think of that as.
Yeah. Oh well, he invented it. Also, I always forget his name, but there was a Warwickshire fielder in the 90s who was brilliant in that position. Blonde hair, I want to say, but he was absolutely an electric fielder. He was on a par with Jonty for fielding. He just obviously wasn't good enough to get to international level with his batting.
Barry McCarthy now into his 4th over. Oh, nearly taking the edge of the batsman there. Flying through, you can see why there are 3 slips in place there, can't you? If you're going to bowl that line.
Oh, you just hate this when you're a batter. You're begging for the error. Just give me that little one outside, the nice one I can.
Well, this is
lean
something
into.
I discussed with James last week: is how many times do bowlers get batsmen out? How many times do batsmen get batsmen out?
Modern day,
I would say it's the batsman's fault more times than not.
Yeah, definitely modern day. I do feel when it was more of a bowler's game, we did set batsmen up. With fields and with plans and deliveries.
Another good delivery, moving it away from the right-hander. This time it beats JJ Garth, slides away. They will pick up 2. Good bit of fielding.
Yeah, excellent.
Good bit of fielding. Suddenly got everybody excited into a possible run out, but it wasn't there. 2 more onto the total. Score after 6 overs was 23. That can't be right. Oh, there were a couple of boundaries in that over, weren't there? We're in the 7th over now. Barry McCarthy into his 4th. He has 2 for Blivim. Again, perhaps might have a look and see what's happening with the live scoring.
It's still not up, so I was just going to update it manually. So there's some details of the match up there in the match centre.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about us here than anything else.
Yeah.
Well, at least we have the team lineups anyway.
Yeah. Well, we know the Pembroke team off by heart, but...
Yeah, but there's the railway team.
Yeah. So, Tector continuing. There's so many spin options as well today. Obviously, Howie, the skipper, Paul Lawson, and JJ Gart. I've seen Andy throw his arm over.
I don't think you'll be asked to do that today.
No, we won't be. But obviously, from the same...
Yeah, you keep that up to date, will you?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's a bit short. It's pulled out on the leg side. There is a fielder on the boundary. And any more strength and it would have resulted in another wicket. As it is, 2 more runs.
Okay, so just...
Shian Carpe it is that's facing at the moment. So you should write HT into that box now because he's bowling that over. This one, miss hit. It's a bit of a mess all over. It was lifted not anywhere near where Carpe wanted it to go. And it fell in front of Hoey and then he found it difficult to collect cleanly.
Well, I wonder if Carpe might have faced Harry in the YM nets at one stage in his youth.
Now, when I say this man is Siran Carpe, I'm only saying that because of the number on his back.
Yeah, he is in the team, and he did play in
that one's gone through, and there's the wicket. Taken. Balbirnie picks up a catch. So, a dot in there. And,
HT.
26 HT.
So, okay.
Yep. And here is the replay of this now. Balbirnie, you can see.
You can see the replay now of his son's wicket.
It's just a wide one. And it's gone straight through. Balbirnie taking it on his inside. 4 down. And I think this will be an apt time now. Sid, are you ready? Come on down.
Four down. Two for Harry and 2 for Barry.
Just remember, family show other than that.
So, mic down and you're live. So, welcome, Sid.
Thank you.
What do you think so far?
Railway is in a bit of trouble. No one trying to change the momentum of the game.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you want to get runs and then you're balancing that against obviously the predicament of 4 wickets down very, very early. Like we're only in the 8th over.
Yeah, and it just seems to be a battle for survival right now.
So Tector continuing. Oh, straight into a big shot. Squeezes that into the leg side. Byron McDonough coming in from the mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket. Just be a single. So great over again for Pembroke. Just the 2 from it. And another wicket. So 27 for 4 off 8. You know, obviously if you're a Pembroke supporter, you're delighted. Railway, they'll be just hoping that they can put some sort of battling total on the board at the moment.
The Railways might be welcoming the sunshine, just hoping that happens for their innings too.
Yeah. So we have another left-hander. Lots of left-handers in the Railway side, it seems, today. McCarthy's going to have another over. Why wouldn't you? You know, everything's working for the skipper at the moment. Why would he change it? We're going to continue with 3 slips. Oh, it's another, flamboyant use of the bat.
Yeah, throwing his hands at it. The feet onto the ball, just trying to go through the line.
Yeah,
Misses it completely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's only his second delivery.
Yeah.
His first one against Hector he went for it. First one against McCarthy he went for it. So, are we getting an idea of how this batsman plays?
Yep.
Maybe he only does one thing. You know, he's a middle order bat, obviously. You know, he's the number 6. Obviously, he'd prefer probably coming in at over 30, but that's better from both batsman and bowler. Just back of a length, tucks him up. Getting good lift from McCarthy.
And no big swing this time.
Yeah. So are you a batter, bowler?
More of a batter.
So
Do bowl, but
yeah. So what would you be if this was you now? What would be going through your head?
well, try and get my eye in for one. Just build blocks of 5.
Oh, he's gone.
And he's gone.
He's gone. Another great delivery from McCarthy. Gets that lift again. So he's gone after only facing 4 deliveries. Blocks 1, plays 3 shots, and he goes on the 3rd big shots. We'll see from the replay. That went to second slip. So again, we're not sure because we don't have live score. So I'd assume it's either Tim or Blake McDonald in there. But whoever it is, another good set of hands.
And half the railway shed in the dressing room.
Yeah, I'd be hanging my head in the dressing room at this stage. This is where you go into the dressing room and things are thrown.
Yep.
Bats are flung, doors are slammed, choice words are said.
Well, the pub being open would help railways.
Well, you'd hope, you wonder if they had it before that. Look, obviously, Pembroke delighted with this start. 5 down in the 9th over. The power play belongs to Pembroke.
And getting some great carry off that pitch.
Yeah, no,
like really bouncing.
Yeah, it's obviously, we'll wait to see the replay, but again, that was... Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking away, sorry. Go on one more time. Okay. Well, you can only say now that you're 5 down. You're officially into the lower order. Batsman number 7 will have joined us. So, the opener's still there.
And a full slip in.
Yeah, 4 slips. Oh, that's hit him. Well played in the end from the batter. That's a nice welcome to the crease.
Not really sure whether that was played or...
I think he just stayed low.
Stayed still and low.
It hit him. Some encouraging words from his partner at the other end. Probably a novena. But yeah, I think he was looking just to get forward and get some bat on it, and then it popped up on him. And that's, obviously he wasn't leaning back.
What do you reckon Railways is looking at targeting now?
No, I'm not trying to be too flippant here, but the way things are going and the way these guys are bowling, 50. You would be that miserable at the moment if you're a railway batter or in that team. You're McCarthy's flowing. Tector's as a spinner in the power play is tying up an end. So you're wondering where the runs are coming from. Like extras, I think is top score.
Yep.
Wides is definitely I think top score today so far. So yeah, look again as you said, get your eye and survive. I think the next if they went 5 overs without losing a wicket would be a bonus to start with. Small targets.
Yep.
All you can do is small targets. Think 5 overs. Let's just see the new bowlers. See what they bowl. They might bowl loads of extras. They might give us another 10 wides. They might give us a few freebies. That's nicely, just pushed down to 3rd man.
Just changing his length a bit, going way fuller.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, any time I've been in, and I've been in a lot of collapses over the years. You know, I was telling the story to somebody before. Like I played in a team where we couldn't chase 13, or it was 11 or 13, many years back. So first change of bowling from the nursery end. Harry Tector is going to have a break, and looks like we're going to Seam and Byron McDonough, our bowling trophy winner from last year. So obviously Byron will be hoping to get into his rhythm quickly.
Yep. Average under 15 for a large part of last season was really consistent.
And he came up with big wickets at big moments as well.
Yep.
Like, especially actually in the tie game here against Clontarf. He came up with the wickets. Oh, well, Barry McCarthy has joined us here at third man, having a little rest on this side. So Pembroke are going to continue with 3 slips. And again, why wouldn't you? Just keep it attacking is all you can do until you see a switch from the batters.
Oh, there's that bounce again. Line slightly off, though.
Yeah, line just a little bit wide of off stump, but yeah, that carry, you love that as a bowler.
Absolutely. Early in the season, carrying through, hitting the keeper's gloves.
Yeah, and as a keeper, you love it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like obviously, I kept once, but as speaking to keepers, that's all they want. If it's hitting them in the bread basket in the belly, that's better line. Yeah.
How would you feel as a batter with 3 or 4 slips in, with still to hit the 10th over?
Well, yeah, obviously, you know, the bowling side's on top when that happens. I suppose as a batter, you'd look for the positive. There's more spaces if you can work the ball around for 1s and 2s, because that's what they need to do. Don't be thinking boundaries. Now, obviously, very difficult with these lines that Pembroke are bowling to work the ball away. They've set the field well.
Do you think we've seen the intent to rotate strike
No, not enough.
missing a bit?
Yeah. Again, the art of 1s and 2s, you know, is gone out a lot. So many batsmen, you know, think big shots a lot. 1s and 2s play a very important part in the game still.
Staying compact on that one.
Especially earlier, like for teams like Railway were, they had a right-hand, left-hand combination. That's what you want. Put the bowler off. Always having to switch his line. That's your ideal.
Yeah, and they had a fair few left-handers in their opening 5-6.
I suppose they just didn't get a chance.
Yep.
Again, nicely bowled from Byron. He's apart from that opening wide, he's found the line he wants with that lift. Just that little area outside off stump, just back of the length. It's not allowing the batter to come onto his front foot too much. He's conscious that the ball can rise on him.
Getting a better rhythm to his bowling now. Really building into this over.
But again, it's a new bowler.
Yep.
Treat him as such, treat him with respect. And again, thinking your little 5 over parcels here, just get through to, get through to 15, then 20, drinks. And see where you are. Bowled again.
That one lifted off a length.
Yeah, had the batsman just push at it a little, but luckily for him, he didn't push enough.
Just not as close to the glove as he'd like it to be.
So usually we always have in the commentary, we have score predictions from everyone.
It's a challenging one on this, but I think about 65, 70, the way it's going.
Yeah, you're again. You're just like obviously a batsman can, if he gets his eye and he could go after an over, lay into a bowler. But yeah, you're struggling to see where the runs are coming from. But anyway, 29 off 10, 5 down. You have to say, Pembroke absolutely on top here. McCarthy continues short. Oh, that's played really well. It spashes into the fencing there on the leg side boundary, just too short from McCarthy. Allowed the batsman just to rock back, and he pulled that really nicely. Kept his shape.
That'll give Railways some confidence.
Yeah.
And also reflects the outfield's quick. It will rush through if you get it outside the 30-yard circle.
Oh yeah, most definitely. McCarthy will be disappointed with himself though. That was kind of, it was neither. It wasn't short enough to be a bouncer. Oh, much better, lad.
And nipped away just a bit.
But again, that's why you survive. Sometimes you just survive as a batter, because that's the opener now. He moved with that boundary, moved on to 9. He's had to stand there for 10 overs watching his friends walk in and walk back.
All right, so the scorecard is updating.
Yeah. Oh, we've got some. Great. We've got some graphics. Cricket.
Up to date though.
No, this is not up to date. We'll keep you up to date. The score is 29 for 5. There we go. Top right screen. Yeah, we'll catch up. They'll catch up eventually as they enter into details on the live score. Oh, that's through the hands. That would have been a brilliant catch. That flew off the bat.
Really threw the kitchen sink at it.
Flash hard. That went through Balbirnie's hands before he knew it was there. And raced to the boundary.
Yeah, wasn't to the pitch of the ball. Just threw his hands, but went hard.
Yeah, that would have been
a blinder.
That would be one to keep on the phone as a clip. No, but again, that's another 4 Railway. Races on to 13. So I would presume this, because he survived since the opening. I presume this is H. I'm not going to be.
Kogiani?
Yeah, brilliant pronunciation. Thank you.
He was their highest run scorer last year in the championship, just under 500.
Wow.
And played more for the top order instead of the middle order where he's playing right now.
Like that, the pull shot he played was really well hit. Obviously, a bit of luck there, but not often you would have 3 slips, so he's probably not used to having somebody there, so he plays that shot a lot if he can. So, but yeah, he hits the ball well, and again, he showed patience to be here.
And he's shown some intent.
Bit of luck, but that's what the game is. Oh, quick call through. Well
Good
run
clear
in the
call,
end.
no hesitation.
Yeah.
Quickly changes over strike.
Lawson just couldn't get there in time. That's the positive calling. Usually you'll get through. Good over this for Railway. Obviously, I'm sure. How did you pronounce his name? Can't give me one more go.
Kogiani,
that's brilliant. So Kogiani, obviously he will be telling his partner, look, 9 off the over. Just stay there.
Yep. Yeah. That's 1/4 of their total.
Wow. Yeah, how quickly it can change.
Yep.
But that's the important thing about surviving and getting through as many bowlers as possible. Get a look at them. Okay, just a little pause here.
And Pembroke's only used 3 of their bowlers so far.
Yeah,
get them to utilize the full sets.
Yeah,
see how it plays out.
Yeah, it like that. Just the 2 seam bowlers. All wide. That's down leg. Just drifting again. Probably trying to push that through on the new batter. Just trying to force it a little, and that's why he just drifted. Yeah, you would say there's just 2 outs and out seamers in Pembroke side today, McCarthy and McDonough. and then loaded with spin. You've got Hoey's leg spin, JJ's leg spin, Paul and Harry with the off spin. Yeah, so, and then a few part-timers out there as well. If you needed to throw the ball to them.
Can force them to go big.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
that's lifted on him again. You can see he's staying back in his crease, and he's looking to come forward. He's staying low, so he wants to get forward. He doesn't look like a batsman who plays many, big back foot shots. See here now, it is getting that lovely little kick. Well, brilliant from the batsman. He watched it all the way, and brave as well. Wouldn't be easy facing McCarthy.
Stayed in line with the ball.
And as an opener at the other end, you love to see that from your partner. He's shown an ability and willingness to fight, stick around. So we're 11 gone, 39 on the board. A good over from Railway, best definitely of so far. 10 from it.
Keeping it at the stumps again.
No, he got it in the hand.
Maybe the batter likes that. Just getting bat and ball instead of leaving it constantly.
I think most batters do, don't
Yep.
you? Yeah.
I know. Sorry.
Oh, good line. Good line. Took some up. Just little dab into the points and JJ with the fielding.
2-7, 8-6.
This over can turn out to be a good battle. Got a little bit of confidence from the runs in the last over. New bowlers into his second over.
Yeah, this is as the fielding side. This is where you wouldn't mind a single.
Exactly.
You'd want as many as at the new batter. Oh, back of a length. That should be safe. Oh.
Just drop shot. Oh, that is a great bit of fielding. Just pulls it in.
Keeps it to 2.
You control the graphics.
Oh.
Here's your replay.
Oh, here's the replay. So Bar McDonough, back of a length. It lifts nicely. It was a bit too actually full for the pull shots. And tight on the body as well. You can just see a great attempt just in front. But this fielding here, we just missed that.
Great backing up though.
Yeah, just saved 2 runs. Great intensity. Another short one. Better play.
Middles this.
Much better. 4 all the way. Yeah, McDonough will be disappointed with that delivery. It's graphics have caught up. Brilliant. The score has caught up.
As long as you don't let that page close, because you don't know my password, you can bring up.
Just tell me now. What's the password and your PIN number? CVV number.
Over by over.
Okay, we'll have a go at that now.
Partnerships, etc.
2 back-to-back boundary overs.
Remember that score bar.
Railways would like that. They're proving our predictions wrong though.
Well, no, but again, you last of it. We were being flippant with the
fair.
score because But look, obviously Railway.
Great bit of fielding. Takes a
nearly,
try at the running end.
He's going to find it hard when he gets down to 4.
nearly affects the run out. Not, but couldn't quite just do it. No, obviously when Railway went into bat today, you always on a good track, good outfield. You're dreaming of 300. Obviously, that has been revised. So 200 would be a very good total.
Just ducks it down.
Just a single.
Thinks about the 2. Calls it off fairly quickly.
That's a very good over again from Railway because again they have the right batter on strike.
Take it away from him for a minute.
So 7 from the over. Scores moves to 46 off 12. And we're going to have another change of bowling. Gavin Hoey for the first time this season for Pembroke. Missing last week, unfortunately for Pembroke, but great for him because he was captaining the Wolves in that tri-tournament final against Sri Lanka. Wasn't his day that day, but he'll be hoping for a better result today. Of course, he had that great bowling spell in the final game of the season last year to help Pembroke lift the division or the Premier title in that win against Marion. So he just has this. He's a great wicket-taking ability because he can move the ball a little bit both ways. Obviously, you know, mainly a leg spinner, but he does have a good iron ball. So the next battle, let it commence.
Field a bit more conventional, just one slip.
Oh, straight into a scoop. Didn't quite get a hold of it. It's only going to be 2. Deep square leg moves around to field the ball. Yeah, this batter looks like he's opening up, as in he's becoming a bit more confident. Those boundaries usually do make a batter confidence.
And also absorbing the strike, keeping the new batter on the other end as much as possible, giving them time.
Well, this is a huge battle. This is the wicket Pembroke wants. Obviously, you know, the last recognised batsman out there. The man who's scoring runs. That'll be a good single from Pembroke's point of view. Get
Will
LaRue
we see
on
the
strike.
field move in?
They might go a little attacking. They're just bringing backward square leg is coming in off the boundary. Looks like he'll come up into the circle to try to save the single.
Moving to short fine for that dab, maybe.
Yeah, they want to keep this guy on strike. They want to keep LaRue on strike. Nobody really nobody really on the boundary at this stage. Apart from deep square leg, like mid on, mid off, or in the circle. Cover is kind of halfway between the boundary and the circle. They're the only 2 outside. That's nicely floated.
Tempting him for that big hike over mid-wicket.
Yeah.
Which is vacant, shortish boundary.
Yeah, he wants him playing across the line. And again, it's a great position for Pembroke to be in because they can risk a few things. They can tempt the batter, try to buy a wicket if necessary.
The luxury of early wickets.
Yeah. Well, I always feel in a power play situation, if the fielding side can get 2 on the power play, 3, they're definitely on top. But 5, yeah, you have to, you know. And then if you're, have 3 to 4 by drinks, you're usually on top. So by having 5 this early, yeah, there's no doubt that, the swingometer or whatever would be in Pembroke's favour. So end of the 13th. Scores moved on to 49, just a 3 from it.
And the only flip side is complacency creeping in if you take that many early wickets. But no signs of that just yet.
No, because again, with the fighting for places on this side, everyone is conscious. Like there's a lot of people who won a game. Who are sitting there capable, who've played. So there's. Oh, cut away. Close to the body. It'll just be the one down to McCarthy here at third man on the boundary. Straight back to Hollands. Just the one. And again, that's a good single for Pembroke. Because
got 5 balls at the new batter.
Yeah, you want as many as possible at LaRue. So this is where you've got the opener off strike. Now work LaRue.
And LaRue has been fairly patient so far.
Oh, yeah. He's playing a good cameo here. He's doing his job well. Oh, full. No, just probably drifting leg side. The umpire Houston with an early little shake of the head, even before the bowler got fully turned around in his appeal. Could have even been some bat in there. It was that quick of a no-no.
And that'll make Pembroke happy. Getting through his defense at least. He's been pretty compact.
But look, for me as a bowler, you bowl 3 or 4 full, and then maybe a short one. Oh, that's lovely lines. You don't. I'd always keep the short. I very rarely bowl too short, or try to get the guy coming forward and get into him a little lull.
And especially for this field, you've still got the slips in.
Yeah, it's a bowl to them.
Yeah, bowls.
He shouldn't he's nobody on the lakeside boundary, so he shouldn't be bowling a short delivery, except as a surprise one here or there. That's good. And again, it's a 50-over game. Like, if Railway finished 100 for 5 off 50, that's a good day at the office.
Yep.
You don't have the ball teams all out. Obviously, it's better. But, if you're bowling maidens, you're winning.
Railways can afford to bat time right now, at least for the next 5-10 overs.
Oh, just drifted. Good take again from Hans. He's very good at getting down to his left-hand side. Excellent keeper. Great hands. Well, that's just one to the board and brings up 50. One. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 51. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Well, good call.
Just a firm push down towards mid-on.
And I would argue that's a great single. As long as we can, you keep LaRue on strike for the next over.
Yeah, you'd really love to get those 6 balls at LaRue.
Yeah. Oh, Howie will be very anxious to get that. So he'll be just when you're the bowler now about to come on, you're in your head going, bowl a dot, bowl a dot, bowl a dot, or 2-4. You take a 2-4-6 there.
Yep.
Oh, flicked away beautifully, and that is going to be 4. Lovely shot. Lovely shot from.
Turned his wrist right at the end, kept it all along the ground. Risk-free.
Oh yeah, no,
Gets 4 more.
Absolutely brilliant shot. Safe. There's nobody on the leg side really anywhere near it, so it was always going to get to the boundary when he got a good piece of the bat on it. But again, Pembroke aren't going to be overly concerned. Howie will be delighted. Now the important thing is the ball 6 at LaRue. But 7 from that over, so another good without any risks. 7 from the over. So you can see them trying to get him off strike, anxious to get a single. This is where the fielding has to be top notch, quick onto it, assume they're going to run. He backs away, trying to just squeeze it, but manages to find the fielder again. This is where you suspect Howie will be thinking, right, give him 3 or 4 of my leggies, and then you'll just see maybe the arm ball on middling off. Oh. You can see the rotations there.
That went just slightly quicker than the previous 2, seeing him go on the back foot trying to cut.
Yeah.
Trying to slide it through. It's the first over that LaRue's tried to be a lot more positive.
Yeah. Just noticing that. Yeah, it's kind of and he doesn't need to be in a way. Now, obviously, you want to be positive, but yeah, you don't want to be overly. He needs, his role is to
It's
be
to
there.
stay for now.
Yeah. Now, obviously, as a batter, you want to get, a few runs here and there ticking. But he doesn't need to be overly aggressive. 7 in the last over. Having a maiden isn't a bad thing. Obviously, that's his 23rd delivery, and he's only had 2. But his role is, sticking there. Oh, Fuller. That's
Much
good.
better.
Yeah. Yeah, he can vary his pace so well, Howie.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he got a 6 at LaRue. He'll be happy. Maiden over.
I think Kogiani will be happier than LaRue on that.
That is, when you're the senior batter, you're always fearful.
Yeah.
When
You're like, not a new partner. I don't want to start from scratch again.
I've already had 5.
Barry, been there, done that. Can we not do that anymore?
Yeah, I don't have to walk in. You get that conversation. So what's the ball doing? What's the bowler doing? Well, guys, just stay here for a while. See it for yourself. So.
Yeah, I can't bat for you. I can bat with you.
Yeah, he probably wished he could. Well, the way he's going Railway, I wish he could do both ends all the time.
Yeah.
That's now that'll be the next thing the ICC or the IPL introduce. One batter bats both ends all the time and faces every ball. Oh, drifting on left. Oh no, it's gone.
And
He's
given
gone.
him.
The finger of death comes up. Disappointment. The wicket Pembroke wanted.
And maybe the maiden built that pressure.
Yeah,
First
no,
ball.
he was looking to go leg side again. He was looking to that leg side boundary that was empty. He got the 4 through there.
And there's the replay.
Here's the replay now. It's just, we'll see now. That's full. Oh, yeah, it's obviously hard to tell on this end, but they look to hit him pretty on middle. Definitely, well, you could say umpire's call. That's our next bit of technology we need. But yeah, we'll write to Sky Sports or anyone out there who'd like to send us,
I think Kogiani will be requesting it personally. He'd want DRS.
Yeah. Oh, well, you would definitely refer it because you'd risk every referral to keep him out there. But no, the breakthrough is there.
And the breakthrough, they wanted the set batter. He scored
half the runs.
More than half, yeah?
Yeah, half the runs. Along with wides, easily the top scorer. So, well, it'll be interesting to see what LaRue does now. He's faced 24. He's only got 2. Does he start playing more shots? Are they willing to fight? We're only in the 16th over. Are these batsmen even thinking about playing to 50 overs? Or are they just going to... they're young. So it's a great chance for, when you're a young player playing against some top bowling, top fielding side. Sometimes... enjoy your day out and get the most of it that you can.
No expectations, everything. There's nothing to lose.
Here's where, the number 8's coming in now. This is where you get to say, well, skipper, look what I did today.
Exactly.
I got 10 where nobody else got 10 against, I get to go number 7 next week, maybe.
And a good bowling attack.
Yeah. Oh, straight away. McCarthy with the encouraging is fellow bowler there. But that is great lines. Lovely first up. You don't want that as the batter.
And it's potentially time for LaRue to be thinking about changing gears a bit. We saw the push from the new batter. Misses it completely.
Change the side screen. That's what's just holding them up a little. Yeah, bringing the two together. Interesting stance. Oh, he just has his left foot, left leg a bit wider than his right. A bit more of an open stance from Smiths.
Might be the LBW playing on him from the last dismissal too.
Yeah. Yep. So end of the over, we'll get Craig back in, so you can learn from the best. Shorts. Back of a length, that squeeze through, that'll be one. Down here to third man, an easy pickup, and from McCarthy, lovely throw in. Straight to Hollins again at the stumps. That gets Smith off the mark, so he'll be delighted. Again, nice tuck up with the field set. That's the dab he can get a single off. Just nicely pushed into the leg side, and he picks up a single. You know, with such an
strike. Yeah.
Yeah, attacking. Look, that's all you should do. You know, these are the tail enders.
And gives the new batter just the ball to face. Would be hoping he stays put, stays tight.
Yeah. Nothing over the top. Unless it goes the full way. Again, and nicely played onto the leg side again with the attacking field. It's big opens. Oh, slip from the batsman. We could have it. Oh,
and they're still going.
Wrong end. Oh, we got him. He should be gone.
He should be gone.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Railway. Oh, Smith had slipped on the going at the bowler's ends. He slipped in his crease. Unfortunately, LaRue turned for the second and kept going, but he wasn't going to the danger end. Smith was. It's good simple fielding from Pembroke, but it was the slip that made he was on.
And they had time to
he had time to turn around, but Smith kept going, and he's a good. Might rewind that. That'd be. Oh.
I think he was
maybe bad in the air.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Unfortunately, we don't get the camera didn't pick up Smith, flying flat in his face. Quite frankly,
that bounces up with the slide.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I'd pause it. I'd pause it. I think if I'm Smith, I'd be wishing the batsman got the benefit there.
Well, we'll let the viewers.
Yeah. I'm personally,
just hate to be the batter there.
Yeah, no, well, look, it's just everything went wrong for me. He played a lovely shot, dabbed nicely into the leg side. Unfortunately, he mustn't have his spikes on because he slipped. And I don't know, benefit of the doubt. I would have said not out.
Slipped, stopped, still decided to go.
Yeah, he must have called LaRue through because LaRue did stop a little.
Yep.
But again, absolute bonus for. And it was ended the over. Sorry, I missed that with all the excitement. So Craig's going to take back over.
Gavin Hoey getting it nice and full on the previous one. And welcome back, Craig.
Well, it's all been happening since I left. I thought we had a busy morning start, but no, it's gone 58 for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 17th now. Gavin Hoey.
Who gets that bounce again?
Yeah, he's just back from the Wolves tour. Captain of that side. Won their final game. It's worth just watching him. You don't need to commentate for Hoey. It's just amazing. Just an absolute pleasure to watch him bowl now. Each season goes past, he gets more and more experience, and you can just see that now. Absolute consistency he's aiming for.
And just the subtle changes of pace with each ball.
He definitely thinks about every delivery, not just how am I going to get through this over.
Yeah.
He's very good in that respect. 60 for 7 here at Sydney Parade in this Premier League game. Well, Sid, how was it commentating with Graham for your first stint?
Wonderful. Learned a fair bit.
What not to do?
Oh,
I'm very harsh on Graham, and he knows it. He's heading back up to the clubhouse now. Probably going to put a jacket on. I think a T-shirt was just a bit optimistic.
I think he's fully warmed up now.
Yep, it will be the next over. We'll show the card, but it's 60 for 7 after 17. Another maiden for Hoey. Just 4 runs coming from his 3 overs. He's bowling with control, but then again, I think the Railway batsmen aren't really looking to score too much from him either.
Yep. You see LaRue 4 of 27. He might start going next over.
Oh, he's still got plenty of 33 overs to go, so no need to accelerate too much. The important thing is if he can be there at the end.
But when is the end with 7 down?
Not too far away, one feels. Jim Morrison, you ain't. Barry McCarthy serenading us down at deep third. Byron McDonough, searching for the edge of that bat, searching for that 8th wicket. He's 1 for 18 off his 4. There's been a couple of occasions he's gone a little short, and they've managed to pull him away to the leg side. That's a very picturesque picture, isn't it?
And it's been a good trade-off for him.
Pitch has played beautifully today as well.
Doesn't mind getting hit for 4 off the short ball, pushes it up.
Yep. Having a word with the skipper before this delivery. Let's see what they've cooked up between them. Much slower delivery on that occasion.
Right on the stumps.
Well, this has been, well, something that Railway will look back on and wish they'd done a bit better than this, surely. 60 for 7, just 17 overs gone.
And they've left the square leg vacant again for that
flick.
Single, the duck.
Good carry through to keeper Hollis.
Trying to get that LBW into play again. Tempt him to go across. Maybe just overcommit on the tuck to square leg.
Yeah, that. As I say, even though, you know, you get the feeling that Railway really needs to survive for a while, with 7 wickets already down, they have to pick up their runs. And there's that exact shot you were talking about, just finding one on his hip and just tucking it away. Take the single, rotate the batting, and just add 1 more to the total. And every one is gratefully received at the moment.
Leaves the new batter 2 balls to face. We'll get a good sense of what this new batter wants to do.
Well, he's taking leg stump guard.
He tried cutting pretty much everything in the last over.
Keeper making a lot of ground to collect that one. Well, I don't know that I've ever seen... Theo Lawson brought this up on the chat, the YouTube chat earlier, as to, is this the greatest ever Pembroke team to take a field? And it's hard to think of one that's been better than this. You know, you've got the captain of the Wolves, you've got Barry, Andy, both experienced internationals.
You'd say you'd take some test players on your playing 11 anytime.
Yeah, I mean...
regardless of the level you're playing
having
at.
the options is something else.
Yep.
Well, at the end of the over, let's have a look at the batting team's card so far. I'm sure the Railway supporters amongst you will look away here now, but that's not been great. You can see the wickets falling regularly, and it was the top 2 bowling, McCarthy and Tector, that did most of the damage, and in fact Tector also involved in the run-out. From a bowling point of view for Pembroke, quick look there, 3 for McCarthy. 2 for Tector and 1 for McDonough.
Would love
Just-
that as a bowling scorecard.
Oh, yeah. You'd take any of those figures.
And Craig, do you reckon time for a gully to be brought in? Everything's...
Well,
They're just trying that release shot. Just
you might put a gully in, but it's wondering where you take the player from more than anything else at the moment. I like the fact that he's left Cow completely open.
Yep,
Sort of, yeah, go for it. You think you can get there, you go for it. You know, but he has good protection on the offside in this 5-4 field. But it's the deep square leg, I think, is where Hoey will be looking to catch LaRue.
and there's someone moving right there.
Well, they're obviously listening to you.
Oh,
He's
no.
gone to strengthen up that
yeah.
offside field. Slip, gully, and behind points now.
Oh,
Attempted pull, and it ran past first slip.
a little shorter. He's really using the bounce well here.
The end of the over will take you around the grounds, see what else is happening in Leinster cricket at the moment. Anything of note will involve, for me, change your glasses. Bit of a crowd has built up here now, Pembroke. Not capacity, but a few people have come down to watch this D4 derby.
Getting through is over so quickly here.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Hoey doesn't hang around. Testing the batsman with each delivery. That is the end of the 19th over. Well, just to bring you up to date, as I say, with what's happening in Leinster cricket at the moment, Balbriggan are hosting Leinster in the Premier League, and Balbriggan have just lost a wicket. They're 102 for 2. Cork County down in the Mardyke hosting Phoenix, whose last appearance down there was picking up the All-Ireland Cup. And they're in Phoenix at the moment, 81 for 2. Merion up the road in Anglesey Road are entertaining Malahide today, and they're 104 for 4, which suggests perhaps a wicket or two more than Merion would have wanted to lose at this stage. Clontarf under David Delaney now, 112 for 3 against the Hills. And here, well, it's 60.
Oh, big swing.
Mind the windows Tino moment. He's going to take him on anyway. Rush are 109 for 3 against North County, but that is in Rush. And let's see, Nace thirds all out for 109. Phoenix fifths, 144 for 7. Athlone all out for 99. Not too much else happening at the moment. So that brings you up to date. As Byron McDonough commences another over, his 6th.
And Barry McCarthy are warming up.
Is that just because he's about to come on and bowl, or is it just because he's getting a bit chilly there?
Bit of both, I reckon. But Pembroke would like that. The batsman going for a big swing. They'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gone big
And
again. It's
off
down
the
to
third man.
McCarthy, and the safest hands there. Never any doubt in that, and the 8th wicket has fallen. And well,
Maybe that's why he was
Yes.
warming up.
Yeah, that little bit of warming up obviously helped, and he picks up the wicket. And that's 8 down now with 61 on the board, and this is not particularly good from a railway point of view.
And the short ball getting him the wicket again. He's all right doing that in the middle.
That's lovely. That will be at the end of season review.
Yep.
Now, if I'd gone to the other camera, it would have been even lovelier.
Moves just 2 steps to his left.
And safe hands, caught firmly.
Reverse cup. Takes it easily.
That camera is the one I should have gone to.
We'll be happy enough with that. No, don't worry. We'll go back to those Pembroke figures as the new batsman comes in, just to show you. Now, there are, in fact, 8 wickets down now. And McCarthy taking the catch. There's a sort of nice 3-1-0 run out of the wickets before that wicket fell. That wicket, of course, spoilt that. So there we go. There's the wicket acknowledged by the live scorers. 61 for 8. It's amazing. The scorers are, what, 100 yards away from us here. And that signal has probably travelled to satellites thousands of metres up in the air before it comes down here. It'd be easier for somebody just to run over with a piece of paper. Technology, absolutely wonderful. As you can see, the run rate, 3.13. We're in the 20th over and just 2 wickets remaining now for this Railway side. Chastening day for them. But Pembroke will be delighted with how well it's gone this early afternoon.
Going round the wicket straight away to the left-handed batter. Keen to wrap it up soon now, Pembroke.
Well, they're certainly going to get an early start to their evening.
They'd hope the sun keeps shining. The Pembroke pub might get some good business from Railways today.
Well, I think a close match would have been better for the bar takings. But this, you come down, have a cup of tea, and watch this. It really is one side or the other. It's all gone a bit quiet now. There seems to be an inevitability about it, this game. Certainly, there were a few O'Briens sitting on the sideline earlier on from Railway. They've, I think, moved. Have they moved up the wall, or have they left the ground? Chasing that one, wasn't he?
Big booming drive there.
How would you play? How do you play this now? If you're one of the Railway batsmen, how do you think you go forward from here? I mean, there's a wicket maiden, so it's not like they're trying to score runs, but they're losing wickets anyway. Would you consider changing that approach?
I'd say at least the last 2 should try and stay with LaRue for a bit.
Well, as long as Philip LaRue is there, then you have a batsman there.
Yeah.
And I suppose the tail end of this job now is just to give him as much of the strike as possible.
As you said, mind the windows, you know.
Yeah.
One of those would work well. 2, they take it with both hands.
Well, the sun has come out again. A beautiful afternoon here in Sydney Parade. Hoey to continue. It's in the air, just gets past his outstretched hand. He took it on the full. Really not looking entirely comfortable against the spin.
Yep, and they've left the leg side completely vacant. They really want him to potentially go for that hike, like you said, leaving cow corner empty. No one in the infield on the leg side.
Runs galore to be had in that area you're talking about, but Hoey not letting him play to there. However, he does take the single. He's not thinking about protecting the tail ender.
Yep. And the tail ender is a lefty. Maybe if he has a good sweep shot on him, works out okay.
There's a bit of a breeze today, keeping the temperatures down, but it is keeping the clouds blowing over as well. And that's what we want. You don't want one of these just sat over you. Northerly breezes today, northwest. That one punched down the ground. They will come through for the single.
And you see what probably changing strike does. You have to keep moving the fielders around.
Yep.
Just hasn't happened so far.
No. As you say, especially with the right-hander, left-hander combination. Good ball from Hoey. Well defended, well kept out. LaRue very watchful there. 2 balls to come in the over. Had more appearances than runs.
Gets that down for 1 again. Gets on the back foot, punches it a bit towards sweeper cover.
I wonder how different it feels for Gavin Hoey bowling in the, let's say, the warm temperatures of Sydney Parade as opposed to the hot temperatures of Zimbabwe.
Feels at home, I'm guessing.
Yeah, the similarities.
Where's the three series? It was Sri Lanka, Afghanistan.
Oh, in that case, it was Sri Lanka then. I thought Zimbabwe were in that.
No, they also did go. They also played New Zealand or Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
So, 21 overs have passed. 64 for 8 is the unsatisfactory score. 1, 2, 3.
Who's bringing wine to this?
That's mine. That's mine. More wine, just what we needed. Whiskey and wine. Yeah, in fairness, 2 people did buy me mugs. So they know I drink a lot of tea as well.
Does anyone need any water or Coke? Need Aldi Coke? No, I don't need that Coke. Right?
64 for 8. Well, those of you who are expecting a nice long 100 over day, I think we're going to be a bit disappointed today. No, you won't.
Oh,
Oh, and I
I'm turning the stream off if we get past 90 overs.
I mean, it's
Gone are the day you can remember getting the other
that's
teams
1 for the over. Trying for that third man catch again, maybe. Craig, do you think LaRue needs to go for it now? Just
well, he's
All
been
out
there.
attack.
He's been there a while now. 43 deliveries he's faced,
Oh, yes.
and
Yes.
I think in his mind is still self-preservation at the moment.
Yeah.
There's still, the guts of 30 overs to go. You certainly don't want to be out before drinks.
yep.
So let's get to drinks, and then the captain might come up and say, do you know what, 60 or 120 isn't going to make any difference. Just go for it.
Yep.
Throw the bat, have a go, see what comes off. It could be the most miracle. I mean, if you've got Kevin O'Brien on your team, you know that miracles do happen.
Yep.
So why not just have a go for it?
Barry.
Or maybe LaRue's using this as an
Here,
opportunity
give me
to
that one. I will use
bat
that one.
against some quality bowlers. Getting time against quality bowlers
Yeah.
as much as you can.
I mean, it will certainly show him. I mean, he's
Yeah.
up against Barry McCarthy and Gavin Hoey, who are international
Exactly,
bowlers. So it's certainly showing him the level that he needs to be
Yep.
aiming to dominate at. You're not standing out the sun. It'd be far nicer in the sun.
Fairly tight over so far. Lots of dot balls.
Again, another maiden about to tick over. I think LaRue might even look for the single here now.
Shout sounded like bat first.
Yeah, there were too many noises
Yeah.
in there, weren't there? So the over concludes, 22 gone, 64 for 8.
And not a single over in the 22 where there hasn't been a slip.
No,
Reflective of the day Pembroke's having in the field so far.
Barry, no change. Barry McCarthy is keeping a firm interest in the championship climax today. Leeds United and Burnley vying for champion spot, both promoted now, of course. And they look forward to restarting the season the day after tomorrow. That's about as much of an off-season as they get these days. Paul Lawson does the fielding. To a well-driven ball. Synan hasn't been facing too many deliveries and probably hasn't come across the guile of Hoey.
Is that safely?
He's just, again, looking to survive.
Yep.
Oh, that one's just bounced up off the edge.
Just shot.
And they even get a run for it. Isn't cricket a cruel game sometimes? You do all that work as the bowler.
And I think.
And here it is again. And he just got him all ends up. He didn't really know what he'd done to it. And it just popped up. And you could see.
Did not read that.
No. No. That was nearly the 9th wicket down. But instead.
Just a run off it.
They get a run. 65 for 8. Now. They always say, you know, you can't judge a game until both teams have batted on the wicket and you know, what is a good score and everything. But you can't believe that, especially the way the ball is carried through to the keeper and bounced consistently. There hasn't been any horrors.
Yeah.
It looks like a lovely track to play on. So I don't think Railway can blame the track.
If anything, that bounce would help on a field like this.
Yeah.
You just need to dab it down.
Hoey into his 6th over now, just 8 runs conceded. They're just not willing to take him on.
And they blocked that off. No easy single there.
Another maiden. Oh no, just the one coming from the over. 0 for 8 now from 6 overs.
We've got some other Pembroke members that are trying to provide some stats on what these players did last season. Some requests to, say, trace a bullet on air. Railways hasn't given us much of an opportunity to do either.
No.
I think Kogiani was the one who was batting pretty well.
He's the only one who had anything about him,
Yep.
really. And it's reflected in the scorecard.
Yep.
You're getting plenty of WhatsApps, I hear, from friends saying, oh, don't forget to mention this, and this happened then.
No.
And
Yeah.
tell them if they want to be so vocal, come
Yep.
on air and have a go themselves.
Oh, they'll be there next time, but it's mostly them digging around on Cricket Lenser stats.
Oh, they're your research team.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the way to have them.
Yep.
At least have them working for you. Yeah, he's averaged 17.3 against left-handers on a Tuesday playing on a mat.
Yeah.
So, Harry Tector and his off-spin to return. He took 2 for 11 in his first spell. .23 overs gone. 65 for 8. That one run coming off, well, the most unconventional shot we've seen today. Back to off-spin. Oh, no, that's got a
Dabs it
bit down
down.
the leg side. That's going to run away. And it reaches the fence, and that's going to be 5 wide. 5 welcome runs for Railway.
And extras making its mark again on the scoreboard. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
their second highest scorer today.
I think extras just might be.
Yep.
I wonder if that's something I can look up.
Really giving Kogiani a run for its money. Extras here. Much tighter line.
So, yeah, we'll find out what the extras are in just a minute at the end of this over. That's much better line and length. Tector slipping back into the groove. The one advantage Harry Tector has, of course, is he's a tall lad, so that ball's right up there from the start. That one drifting round. They come
Running
through.
Oh,
Throw
on
to-
the bowling end. Yep.
Throws at the umpire, and the backing up, well, not the best. So they pick up another run for the overthrow. But again, every run gratefully accepted, I suspect.
Pushes that one through just a bit quicker.
Did we see Liam McCarthy batting earlier? Is he playing today?
Not sure.
I've seen Liam playing a number of times in the interprovincials. And he's been, oh, this one edged past the outstretched hand of Balbirnie. It runs away
Runs out.
down to the rope. 4 runs there. But that's what Tector wants. He wants him playing his shots.
Yep.
Here's the attempted overthrow. I say attempted overthrow. It was an overthrow. It ran through and popped up for another single. But that last delivery, well, it flew past the hand of Balbirnie. And another over goes past. 24 gone now. That one possibly the best over for a while. 11 runs coming from it. 76 for 8. And here we go. We'll find out how many of these 76 runs have come by way of extras now. 17. 17. But still, it's not a bad bowling card. Just the 4 bowlers used so far.
And Gavin Hoey back. Would love to get a wicket now.
Oh, he deserves one
Yeah,
at this stage.
yeah.
I mean, 6 overs, 8 runs.
And what, 2, 3 maidens?
Yeah.
Punch
Well,
down.
this one won't be a maiden. First ball gets punched square of the wicket. Jack Tector it is, doing the patrolling down the railway line side. 76 for 8. This game has sort of almost entered a lull now. You just get the feeling that both teams are just waiting for something to happen now. One of our viewers suggesting this game might be over in time to let us all watch Leinster play in the European Cup semi-final. They're down in the Aviva, a couple of miles down the road. We'll hear the cheering down here anyway, either way.
Pulls it.
Pulled away on the leg side. It's a super shot. I'm on the main camera at the moment. Yeah. That's now the other one.
This batter making his mark for.
I
going
want to be
higher up.
back on Manda. I want to be back on that one. There we go. Halfway through his 7th over. Rare boundary conceded.
Well fielded there. Stops the single. Craig, you reckon this batter will ask for a promotion next time around?
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Changing side there, going round the wicket.
This will be interesting. He's encouraging now the sweep and the slog sweep.
Yep.
There we go. Straight away, looking to push it out on the leg side. They'll take the single. But you can see what Hoey's trying to do.
Yep. And it's great to see how he's using the bowling crease, going wider.
I think at the end of this over, Sid, we'll give you a break for 10 overs. Let you use the club facilities. That's always the bit I find difficult is the, Just plays that one away. And with 25 overs gone, the score 82 for 8. Sid,
Thank you.
you've now made your debut. Won't be the last time we see you here.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, Greg.
See you in 10 overs, yeah? 8 overs. 32nd over.
He's back.
Just in time for drinks. And we'll take a break there, and we'll talk to you again in a few minutes.
Looking forward to Thursday, Zoe? Are you? I think I'm moving.
Welcome back to Sydney Parade. First drinks of the day has taken place, and the pitiful scorecard of 82 for 8 from a Railway point of view. Most of their big guns back in the shed. Graham, you were here and saw a lot of those wickets falling.
Yeah, as you were saying earlier, how much was the bowler, how much was the batsman getting themselves out? I would say, 75-25% maybe. Some good lines and lengths from Pembroke, attacking fields, putting the pressure on, and fortunately, from Railway's point of view, they wilted under that pressure. Some rash shots from a couple of the batsmen, like not giving themselves enough time. Anyway, Tector continuing from the nursery. Yeah, like there was one batsman in particular, like he came in and he was playing. He faced 4 deliveries. Three of them were big hits, or attempted big hits.
1-0.
Just getting the football score, I presume. Leeds, is it?
Leeds have equalised against Plymouth.
I thought Leeds were already up.
Oh, they're both promoted.
Yeah.
Leeds have equalised. 1-0. 1-0 and 1-0. I think if the scores remain the same, I think Burnley still are champions of the championship.
I know it's nice to lift the trophy, but I think from the Leeds or owners are just happy they're up in the millions.
Well, the last 2 seasons, I think the 3 promoted clubs have gone straight back down again, and
it's pitiful.
That's something they need to break anyway.
But
here we are. We're talking about championship football because Railway are 82 for 8. They have never really recovered from the opening stints.
The opening ball
of Harry Tector and Barry McCarthy. Barry McCarthy has picked up 3 wickets today, including, as you say, that first bowler, which almost caught us all on the hop. Harry Tector has returned, and he's 2 for 22 for those Australians amongst us.
2 for 22.
Yeah, see.
That
was awful.
Do you want to hear my South African accent?
No.
It's not offensive in the least. I can do a good Brummie.
Yeah.
You just have to sound like really sad, and you can do a Birmingham accent.
Chinese accent is you have to imagine a hollow egg in your throat.
Okay.
The Birmingham accent is you just have to close your nasal passages. But I don't mean hold your nose or anything. I mean actually close them.
But it's like depression as well.
Again, another sign of this game and how it's gone so far for Pembroke and Railway is we're now talking about how to snort and how do you snore properly. This is ridiculous. Oh, the thermometer's come out for the first time this year. It's unfrozen itself, obviously.
Okay, well, we're going back to the opening ball. Barry McCarthy's coming back on, but it looks...
Well, I think Pembroke have had nothing to field now. 26 overs gone.
I would have liked to maybe...
There was 1 off that, so must have been 82 there.
Yeah.
26 gone, it was 83 for 8. These 2 have been together for a while. I think that's why they've gone back to the openers, and why not?
Yeah.
Barry McCarthy's got 2 overs to go. Let him bowl those 2. Hopefully take 2 wickets at the same time.
Then put his feet up.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen JJ get a ball.
I'd like to have seen Pembroke back first.
Well, yes, obviously. 300 on the board, multiple 50s.
Well, no, that's what we'd like to have seen.
Yes.
There's no cricket's a strange game. It could be we were sitting here watching saying, I can't believe that a side that has this many internationals are 83 for 8.
Yeah.
Cricket, just the more I watch it, the more I'm amazed by it. You think everything's so simple. Oh, look at this. Zoe Bell doing an absolutely wonderful job. Walking down the wall now with a cup of tea.
Is there coffee? I bet there's no coffee.
You didn't ask her for coffee.
No, I gave her a bloody donut though.
So, 2 cups of tea making their way over.
Well, with that little chill hidden here in the booth, you do need a little warmth. So McCarthy, again, just trying to get back into that rhythm that he created in the first spell.
He slipped into that groove first time perfectly, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he had his third over he had that little issue with the wides, but he came back
Still took a wicket.
Yeah. Because he was just searching for that tight middle and leg line to try to nip the ball, and he was just nipping it back a little too much, and obviously drifting leg side. But he's just trying to find that excellent rhythm from the first spell. Always tougher for a fast bowler.
The other thing about Barry McCarthy is incredibly competitive. Trait he picks up from his mother.
Who's the most competitive in that family?
Well, that would be some competition.
Yeah. Like,
It'd be like saying the same about the Garth family, really.
yeah.
You know, Johnny, who played cricket for Ireland and rugby for Ireland Sevens,
Yeah.
and
Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie played for Ireland. Thank you so much. Oh,
You didn't.
No. There's plenty of families around there. It's amazing how in Dublin sport and Irish sport you get these families.
oh, good ball from McCarthy. Look, Simon, it is. Oh, that's LaRue facing.
And everyone can play.
Oh, here we go. Hang on a second.
He's faced 51. He's
No, they're going back now.
they're going back. They made
There's
it. They found
corrections
an
to be
error.
made.
You have obviously here the O'Brien family. Like I've seen on the sidelines, there's 2 or 3 of them watching the game.
There were. Where are they now?
Oh, maybe they play. Okay.
I don't think they've hung around for this game, to be honest.
Okay.
I
Well,
think
they don't have far to go for the railway bar.
well, it's not even the Railway Bar. I'm sure there's a game on in Railway,
Yes.
which possibly would be more entertaining for them than this. McCarthy with a strange run-up.
It nearly
rolls
worked.
it up.
Yeah, I
rolls
think-
up the pad. LaRue, I think, was bemused by that as well.
I think he lost his run up, and instead of stopping as most bowlers would do, he continued.
Well,
And it was still a good delivery. When it's your day, it's your day. Would he have kept going if it was the opener still out there? I don't. I think he would have stopped.
I think there's a big smile on Barry McCarthy's face. I think
Yeah.
that was all quite deliberate, to be honest with you.
Oh, we're going a bit Bob Willisy in the run up there.
More people coming down. They'll be looking at the scoreboard and saying, is it 4:30 in the afternoon?
Yeah. So there's Railway Fives are playing Tyrrellstown in
As
a
I
20
say,
over game.
probably a better game for a Railway point of view. This one just missing, just moving away. Misses the edge of the bat, misses the edge of the stumps.
The line and length is just superb there.
And that's another over gone. The score 82 after 27. Which is strange because I had 83 after 26. Another maiden.
So looking around just before.
You're going round the grounds.
Well, just a quickie because with spinner coming on. But anyway, Balbriggan v Leinster. Balbriggan batting 132 for 4 in Balbriggan. Cork County at home to Phoenix. Phoenix are 100 for 4. Marion at home to Malahide. Marion are 160 for 4. Good recovery there. They were 4 down early on. Clontarf at home to the Hills. Clontarf 151 for 5. Not as free flowing as they were in week 1. So the Hills showing a little bit of fight there. And then
out to Barry that Burnley are 2-1 up now.
And then to round it off, Rush at home to North County in the North
Just here.
Dublin battle. Rush have recovered to 160 for 4. They were 25 for 2 or 3 at one stage. So they've recovered nicely. Of course, all those scores can be followed on.
Oh,
reverse.
reverse. First one I've seen this season.
And he gets straight
Oh, no,
to
it's
the
not,
fielder.
because I saw Boucham playing the other day. There was bound to be a reverse in
sorry,
that.
Bouchan only plays a reverse sweep.
Well, he
Bouchan plays his first
plays
shot.
the lap.
His first shot is often a reverse.
This one played out on the onside. There's a fielder in place. There's not going to be any runs there.
I suppose it's just the batsman just frustrated. He can't get the ball away. The bowler's bowling tight line. So he's trying to manipulate it. You could argue it's 25 overs to go. Is there a need for manipulation? Oh, well, 23.
Well, live scoring again has found an error, and
Yeah.
they've gone back to fix it, and that's why it's not quite as up to date as we are.
Got a little push into the leg side to finish the over.
Another decent over.
So 82 for 8 of 27. 28 now.
Have a look at the batting card. As I say, there are updates happening, and that only shows 24 overs gone, whereas in fact there are 28 gone. The score remains 82 for 8.
Yeah. LaRue is on 8 and
Well, as I say,
Sinan is 10.
they're not too far off.
No,
There's a few more runs than that to go on.
Yeah.
But you can see the top order, apart from Hayat Ullah Kudgani, he scored 29, and he was the only one who sort of looked okay. Prakash, he went first ball, absolutely flew through to the slips. Robert O'Brien and Kevin O'Brien not really doing much, and
No.
I should really get that off the screen right now before Niall goes nuts.
You don't want to ruin a chance of a wicket.
No.
Just again,
This is McCarthy's 8th. There's only 2 more after this. Is he going to need them? Is he going to keep those 2 for the end, or
I would, well, maybe you should, just on the off chance, you know.
I'd run him through now.
Well,
Go looking for those wickets.
I can see the skipper warming up, so he's obviously thinking about bringing himself on.
Well, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
He's on, of course, 298 wickets in senior cricket.
Gloved round the leg side. Keeper Hollins gets there.
So I'm sure he wouldn't mind coming on and picking up the last 2 to get to that 300 mark.
Well, that's one of those things you look at after the game, isn't it, really?
After you win. You never celebrate when you lose. Well, you shouldn't. And even if you do have a fifer or whatever, I'm sure you're the same. Never felt if it's a loss, it doesn't matter. But still, it's an excellent achievement to get to that number.
JJ Garth just trying to stay loose, I think, as anything else.
Yeah.
Just do something.
Keep warm. Because the other thing, achievements like that at point 2, it's not just, well, obviously a skill level, but how long you've played the game. Because you don't get there in 1 or 2 seasons.
No.
And playing at this level for that long
Yeah,
is
it's
an
admirable,
achievement
isn't it?
itself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially with lots of hungry young dogs knocking at the door.
Constantly.
Yeah. So every season you're proving yourself. Well played. Attacking the body there from McCarthy. Got right behind it.
I mean, LaRue, he may not be scoring that many runs, but he's doing exactly what he needs to, and that is to have a long, extended net against top-quality bowling. It will do him a favour.
Hey, who knows? This could be what makes his season for later games and facing other bowling attacks that may not be as good. Or even, you know, if they are better, that he can show that he can get out there and last longer. Now, look, he needs to treat it as a net and not throw his wicket away. Oh,
Short one and well played again by LaRue.
He's showing no fear out there. He really is getting behind the ball well.
That one was, if they hadn't gone onto the bat, it was going to crash into the grill.
Yeah. But for a youngster to show that amount of, you know, patience and bravery, because he's not a big guy.
He's getting on top of those ones from McCarthy at the moment.
Because I often say to some of our kids coming through, don't try to be playing shots you're not capable of playing. You can only do really what you're able to do. Like they often, it looks great on TV.
I always say, you can't score runs from the pavilion.
No.
Stay there.
Yeah.
It does get easier.
Oh, that's going to be 5 wide.
You could see the effort. You could see what McCarthy was aiming for. The couple of short balls.
Oh, off the bat.
And
yeah.
he actually
Pushed
had
them back.
LaRue
Yeah.
pushed back
Yeah.
so that when he threw that one in at the toes, it was just a shame it was offline.
Yeah.
And it flew away to the boundary. Off the bat, LaRue getting something on it. And 4 more onto the total and a very welcome 4 runs. 29 overs gone now. The score has moved on to 86. These two, well, they've put together a bit of a stand. I'm not even going to show you the worm at this stage. It's not worth it.
Well, I'm sure these guys are half thinking we're going to have a change in the bowling. Looks like, the skipper's going to come on, Paul Lawson.
Well, it's 10 overs since we saw a wicket. I mean, that's the thing. These two have occupied the crease. Now, they may have only added 25 runs in those 10 overs, but surely that's a better place to be than where they were.
Well, to be honest, that 25 runs is the highest partnership of the match.
Oh, I don't doubt it for a second.
Oh, sorry, second highest. Sorry, there was one of 29. But yeah,
So 29 and 26,
Yeah.
5. So 40 odd runs. So half the runs have come from 2 partnerships.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been, I mean, it was a bit of procession earlier on. So Captain Paul Lawson then from the nursery end with his off spin has one of the most unusual, unique run-ups and actions, and has not been afraid to tinker with it over the years.
But again, he challenges the batsman mostly each ball. And he knows which field setting he likes. Like, he gets a lot of catches for JJ Garrett is now fielding just in that little short extra cover. He gets a lot of catches there. Batsman mistiming it and popping it up.
Paul Lawson, who had the club best figures last year, 7 for 43, if my memory isn't going too much.
Oh, here we
This
go.
one's in the
And
air,
he's gone.
and it's just popped up square of the wicket, and Lawson has struck in his first over.
Third ball. 299.
299th wicket for Lawson, according to Graham. And
Well, I'm going by cricket, Leinster.
ninth wicket for Railway falling. Here is the replay. Again,
Yeah, tempting.
tosses it up.
Yeah.
above the eye line, hoiks at it really, rather than anything else.
Has the field set.
And 9 down for 86, and that partnership of 25 will grow no more.
But of course, and that's what you want when you're bowling at tail enders. You want them to play a couple of shots, and that's what he did. He got them opening up their arms, having a go, and it's worked out perfectly.
Just while the batsman is making his way down to the end, you can see there, it's not the greatest of cards from a Railway point of view. But those two together put on 25. LaRue, one of only 3 now, who has made double figures. And extras still remains second highest scorer. And that's not ideal from anybody's point of view.
No. Now, it'd be interesting. Last week, Paul managed to be on a hat-trick. He had 2 in a row up in North County last week. Let's see if he can follow that up and end this innings.
Mishra certainly wouldn't have expected to be in this early.
All well played.
A very gentle sweep around the corner. It will let him pick up 2. No thought of LaRue farming the strike again from the number 11.
No. He had a little slip there. It'd be very interesting to see what the spikes
He's
situation
not wearing
is.
spikes, he's wearing flat
that's
runners.
That's what it looked like. Wow, that's just silliness.
Well, again, sometimes choice isn't always open to everybody.
Oh, that's a lovely shot.
Well, that has raised a round of applause on the Railway bench. It runs away for 4 down to Cyril's corner.
That's a shot from your
Cyril's
number.
way.
That's a shot from your number 11. Your top order would be proud of.
Well, it certainly helps. 6 off 2. Strike rate of 300 he has now.
Yeah, he'd be definitely on skipper semi up there. No, but it was a push. It was placed in between the 2 fielders. No risk of a wicket.
Oh, no, you come in. Come in anyway.
Yeah, he's definitely going positive here. And why wouldn't he as the number 11?
Well,
He's already outscored a lot of his compatriots.
he's on a hiding to nothing, really, isn't he? End of Lawson's over. We'll show you how well the Pembroke bowling card looks. 5 bowlers used now. Lawson bringing himself on. Just a ball behind there, you can see. It is the end of the 30th over. And the score has moved on to 92 for 9. And, oh look, 0, 3, 12,
You doing the lotto numbers?
27, 56, 59,
Oh, it's bingo.
61, full of wickets. McCarthy now coming in from the St John's end, looking to end this innings, and so's LaRue, one way or another. Big swing at that one, goes through to the keeper. It was short and wide. He had every right to go after that, especially batting with number 11. He's faced the equivalent of 11 out of the 30 overs himself, has Leroux. He's done well. He's shown the rest of the team where he should be.
Sorry, when I was saying 299, that's I presume that's Division 1, League 1 Premiership wickets.
Well, you can find out.
Yeah,
You
because
hit
he hasn't.
If you hit division, it will split it up for you.
Cool.
But I don't remember Paul Lawson playing many games for the Fifths, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's only 1s and 2s on this. Okay, it's Championship. $46. 230.
92 for 9. Pembroke just one ball now away from wrapping up this innings. What we need now is James Cresswell on the mic. Short, and Leroux's having nothing to do with that. He saw how short it was going to be and said, not for me. For me, the performance of Leroux has been the one bright spot for Railway.
Yeah, and he's
showing that he's standing up to everything that's being thrown at him.
Well, neither of us would want to face Barry in this mood. You know, he's staying behind the ball. He's not jumping all around the crease.
The difference being, Leroux probably not born in the last century, let alone as deep as I am.
You're just a spring chicken.
God, if they serve me up a spring chicken in any restaurant, I hope to send it back to the kitchen.
This is a little tough, sir.
This is tough.
Is it well done? What was it, dry aged for a number of years rather than weeks?
So, I see Brian Bannigan has made it down.
Yes.
Well, the bar was open, so... No sign of Chunky yet today. He's been unwell recently.
Yeah.
One hopes he's recovered from that and will make it down today.
Or at least Monday. Because we're back again Monday here at the Brook.
Monday take on the Alan Eastwood-inspired Rush. They're playing today at home.
At home to North County, yeah.
In North County, who beat Pembroke.
Yeah, that was a great result for them. They made the most of, just sensible batting and chasing down what was a disappointing score from a Pembroke point of view.
Oh, very much so.
Especially with a little bit of pressure on them like that. They did lose some early wickets and they lost a couple in a batch. Like that, Lawson had 3 in quick succession, 2 in a row, and they were 5 down under a little bit of pressure, but then batter 6 and 7 came together and saw them home brilliantly. Just sensible batting.
So often the case. Play the game.
And of course, points on the board is very important with the splits, how the league structure is set up. So every team is playing each other once.
Everyone has to get off to a good start.
Yeah.
It seems to be the mantra around the province at the moment. And there are clubs who lost last weekend who suddenly, with the double weekend this weekend, could be 0 from 3. And then suddenly you're thinking, well
the
that's
season's
us.
over. Yeah. Well, you're in the championship.
Yeah, you're going to be in the championship. And the other thing is, which would you prefer? Would you prefer to be 6th in the Premier League or top of the championship and lift some silverware?
That's the funny thing about the split in the leagues. Yeah. Obviously you want to be fighting. You want to be in the
it's very difficult to fix such a position.
Yes.
No,
look, winning is lovely. Lifting trophies are a lovely thing because they're great days for clubs.
Great nights for the bar.
Yeah, great days.
No, but you see my point.
Yeah.
That one tossed up by Lawson. They get through for a single.
It's well played.
LaRue back on strike. These two again, they're starting to put together a little bit of a partnership. 8 now. And 8 might not sound many, but in the context of this game,
It's been big.
it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Lawson over the wicket then from the nursery end. Breeze behind him.
I'm loving having two side screens at both ends. Less and less of this moving of the side screen.
Well, it's been an advance in the facilities at Sydney Parade that there are now double sight screens. It'll be interesting to see how they're stored over the winter, but that's another day's work.
But yeah, I don't know. Picking up a medal and winning a trophy is always brilliant, whatever level. But do you want to be fighting against the best in the Premiership and still coming up?
Surely you want to be in the Premiership.
But the other thing about being in the Championship, you're risking relegation.
Well, you are indeed.
Because there is a team apparently going down. So
again, if they do the same structure next year, the two teams that are in the Premier League and aren't in contention, what do they have to fight for? They don't even have relegation to fight against because they know they're going to be in the top league.
Yeah.
Anyway, 32 overs gone. I'm going to take my leave of you and leave you with Sid and Graham to continue and see us through to hopefully what will be the end of this innings.
Oh.
One ball now.
Yeah. We'll get Sid in for one delivery, hopefully.
There you go, Sid. Oh.
Okay, so yeah, another change of bowling. Gavin Hoey has come back on. Again, spin worked to get the last wickets. Pembroke hoping now Gavin Hoey's wiliness picks up that last. Maybe get the number 11 here playing a big extravagant shot and pop one up. Because we haven't had it bowled.
Yep. And Hoey deserves a wicket.
Keys.
Oh. There's lots of things you're pointing on. There's buttons everywhere here. Yeah, it's the one thing we haven't had today. A nice see the stumps go and the bails go. One run out, a couple of LBs, and the rest caught.
Oh, there you go.
We called it. Well, so we got three delivery sits.
That worked out well.
And Hoey picks up the last. Unfortunately for Railway, they'll be very disappointed with today's effort with the bats. Just the 95. Here we go for the replay. Again, he does have this. He can put a quicker one in. And I suspect that's what he's done here. He's just put the quicker one in. At the top of the bails. Yeah, he pulls across the line. Looked like an arm ball. Didn't turn.
Yeah, slid right through.
Yeah, straight through. So 95 all outs. Railway can only be disappointed with today's outing. Again, we don't know who's won the toss. So we don't know who's made the better decision. Here we go. As you can see, one significant partnership of 29, or score, should I say, of 29. And struggles all over. 17 extras is our second highest score. You're always in trouble.
And LaRue's played 74 balls.
Yeah.
And stayed not out.
And not out, yeah. He was the rock. He was the wall.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, on another day, he might get to play more shots.
Yeah.
But I think, look, he was the most sensible out there.
Oh, absolutely.
And I suppose, Railway have left 17 overs in the bag. You don't know what would have happened. But look, we'll probably have a 10-minute break. There's our follow wickets. Barry McCarthy, 3, top of the list there today, off 9 overs. Harry Tector with a fine 2 for 11. Bar McDonough backing up well. He was our first change, 2 for 30, off 8. Gavin with just the 1, but again, hardly anything coming off and batsmen finding it hard to get him away. And Paul Lawson, a little cameo at the end for the skipper, 1 for 8, and by my maths again, or judging going by Cricket Leinster, that brings him to 299 league wickets. But he's a lot more, but you combine everything else in there. And there's our worm. You can see, not much in the way of partnerships. Just wickets kind of regularly falling, a couple in bunches there. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that compares at the end of the day to the Pembroke Worm. Yeah, not much to look at when you have a summary as that. So Pembroke need 96 from 50 overs at a run rate of 1.92. Do you see that as any trouble here?
We'd hope not.
Well, we're neutral. We're obviously neutral.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to leave you there for the break. Like that, it should only be 10 minutes. And then hope to see you back. Thank you. Okay, even if he's 20, it's still a bloody good innings. So, yeah.
It was just something like that. You know, like I watched the innings.
Oh no, he'll be hit or miss. Like days he'll come off and days he won't. For the days he comes off, it's working to him. But again, like, to me that's not right.
Oh yeah, like that. It's almost just out of the year.
Yeah.
It's there, completely like that's how it
You're
goes.
just there to go.
You're like, oh, okay, let's see what the ATV was on 1907.
Yeah, because that's actually that'll be the news stats. The news they'll at some stage somebody will also bring it. Maybe we should have 1 6.
And it didn't really
They should have an 8. No, but again, but that's like saying in soccer, oh, I get it from outside the box, it's still one goal. Yeah, because that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yes, exactly.
That's like saying, oh, if you run out for the single in under 3 seconds, which was two singles.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no. Well, at some stage you are going to bring in something. Yeah. No, just because TV will want to do something to make it interesting. Oh, yeah. Over the last number of seasons, yeah. Yeah. Nobody else seems to. Like they'll have a good match, bad match. I said you have Once the women's matches start. Thursday.
Amanda, you doing lap?
There's no women's street match Thursday. Yeah, no. For some reason. I do that at Terry Jar in my head. I like Terry Jar. No, like that. Look, the food I have is it's not nice, so we could come up with it. Well, I'm gonna have that's fine. No problem. Good to see you. Yeah.
Well, the players are in the middle, the umpires are in the middle. Graham and I are in the commentary box, and Niall is on the camera. Plenty of people are on the wall. They've come to see the second innings of this game between Railway and Pembroke in the Premier League. And you see from the scorecard at the bottom there that Railway were all bowled out for 95, and they'll be severely disappointed with that one, Phils. Well, Graham, I'm going to ask you one question, and I'm going to write it down.
Yep. How many overs?
Yep.
Add the carry the 2, add the 3, and then 13.4.
And the other question is, how many wickets are Pembroke going to lose?
3.
17 and 2. Wait for your
So, single off the very first ball, a total opposite of what happened in the Railway innings.
I guess so.
And out there we have opening the batting, Tim Tector, who faced that first delivery with the well called true and single, and now facing, I think that is JJ Gart, judging by the stance and action. His distinctive, yes, it is Mr. Gart. The scorecard has been updated. So we've got Tim Tector, JJ Gart, the normal opening partnership. Of course, Tim, no ball. And we're going to have a free hit. So something we didn't have in the first innings.
Who said 13-2?
I said 13-4.
No. You said
13.
3 wickets.
Yeah, 13.
So
Okay.
that's Zoe. That's Craig.
Well, I went down
That's
to the
Niall.
number of balls, yeah.
That's Grahamey.
Grimy. So, yeah, disappointment on a Railway point of view. Single off the first ball. You'd be hoping for a little bit of pressure, but obviously, here we go with the free hit. Crashed. That's going to be 4. Up and over.
That is a absolutely super
Yeah.
shot from Jerry Garth. Now,
He-
of course, he did know that it was a free hit,
yeah.
so you know
Yeah.
that does. Again, you're only chasing 95. That took some pressure off.
Yeah.
You've got a batting line up behind you, as star-studded as Pembroke. That took some more pressure off, and then you were given a no-ball free hit.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that that was going to go for 4.
Well, to be fair, his no ball free hit last week, he hit for 6.
This time, just runs it down to third. That's just sensible batting. Takes the single, gets down the other end.
So the game plan from Railway's already gone out the window. I'm sure it was first over. You know, the skipper would be hoping he just bought a few dot balls, you know, gently roll into the game, maybe build a bit of pressure, a dream start, get a wicket.
Well,
But we're
the
7 from.
required run rate was fairly low to start with. I mean, it's less than 2. Sid, thank you very much for today. Sid now heading off. His debut, he's broken his duck in the commentary box.
That's lovely from Tim Tector. Out to the cover boundary. He got on top of that. Rising ball. Of course, the Pembroke batsman would have seen from the first innings. The ball does come up a little, so he got on top of that well. He's a
Good
tall
bounce on
lad.
this wicket today.
Yeah.
I thought the wicket, but absolutely credit to Dale and his crew. I'm sure it's all Dale at the moment. He'll start getting the crew together soon.
Well, he lost some of the
But,
crew to travel.
But no, he's done a super job with this wicket, that's for sure.
That's fuller. That's better bowling. That got quickly to Tector. But yeah, 11 already.
Makes a big difference when you can knock off sort of the first 10% in the first over.
Yeah, when you can say that 10% of our target is gone. That's
Both batsmen on 5 apiece, and that no ball accounting for the extra.
yeah. Two very nice boundaries in that first over for Pembroke.
Well, Railway were 0 for 1 at the same stage, and Pembroke 11 for 0. I think you'd have, well, if Pembroke aren't in the box seat now, it's sort of Devon Lock for those people who are over 65.
I still know.
Or have the minds of people who are over 65.
Thank you. But that shot used to be shown every year. That clip. That's how I know.
It's absolutely iconic.
Yeah.
Devon Locke leading the Grand National on the final run in and then jumped a fence that wasn't there. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Queen Mother's horse that was at the time.
Yeah, she never had a winner in the national. She was a big racing fan.
Yes.
But that is sport. It's so funny. You know, these from you know, that horse was leading by whatever. It could have been 100 lengths. It was so far ahead. Nothing near it. It's going to win the national. You're already celebrating it, and then the gods of sport say no.
Well, that's why you don't celebrate too early. Right, Liam McCarthy now will be bowling from the nursery end. And I have to say, I saw a lot of Liam last season playing interprovincial cricket and playing for Railway, etc. And I was impressed. I thought that there's a lot about him. He really, one of the stars of his interprovincial side last year. This one's gone a bit short. It's hooked around the corner and it runs away for 4. And it wouldn't be the ideal start for McCarthy. Now, he's got to realise that he's carrying an awful lot of Railway's hopes on his shoulders. They need him to bowl and bowl exceptionally well.
Well, the other thing is Railway should be, well, when you're having a bad day at the office, sometimes you're just going to have to say, what can we get out of it? And a couple of bonus points might be...
Might be the difference between Premier League and Championship.
Yeah. This is why you have to fight.
There's one there worth.
So, McCarthy, he was away on the Wolves tour.
Stabbed into the...
That's great to see. Welcome to Kate and the Nick Stapleton fan club.
Yay!
They've tuned in this afternoon and it's great to hear.
Yeah, we were saying I've just mentioned you this morning, you know, to Blake. We were saying for him to get onto his family so they could watch, and we did joke that you know how much you watched last year.
I'm certainly looking forward to meeting the fan club. They'll be over in Dublin later on in the summer.
Oh, lovely.
Nick Stapleton getting married this summer in Ireland, so no doubt he'll be popping in for a soft drink or two.
Is he available for selection? He'd be kept a little busy, I know.
A, he'll be a bit busy, and B, one suspects that he'll have far more enjoyable things to do than watching the rain come down.
Well, you're not suggesting that I was wrong.
Nicely played away on the offside on this occasion, but that's a bit of a ball from McCarthy. That first one seemed to be a bit of a loosener. He's tightened up a bit since then.
You're not suggesting I was wrong bringing my wife to a cricket match the day after our wedding?
No, I did exactly the same. And we all know what happened to that wedding marriage.
What, yours or mine? No.
I went to watch Sussex play Hampshire in Arundel Castle on my honeymoon.
I was coming because we got married. Here's McCarthy.
Tucking up the batsman, but they come round for the quick single. That's well taken, well run, well called through by his partner.
That's the other thing. They're getting singles where, you know, just taking it over, so they're keeping the scoreboard going. Now, we got married on a Saturday, and we weren't flying out on the honeymoon till the Monday. So on the way home from the country wedding, we stopped in at North Kildare to watch a bit of cricket.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the way back. That's why I got away with it. It was in the, you know, it was a stop-off point.
I think I've possibly... Hi, Anne-Marie. Hey. Happy birthday. Yeah. Yeah.
What you need?
Anne-Marie. Oh.
So, end of the over. McCarthy's first. Just, well, the 5 from it.
Did have a cup.
A little bit better than the first over for Railway, but still Pembroke managing to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
So yes, Kate, it will be great when you come over and you finally get to see us, and hopefully come and join us in the commentary box and sit
Yeah,
down
that'd
with
be
us
good.
for a few minutes. The Nick Stapleton fan club, they're watching. They're watching today. They might even see all of the game today before having to head up the stairs to Bedfordshire.
Obviously, things haven't changed from my time in Australia 20 years ago. TV was terrible then.
That was
This mustn't be anything to watch.
there's loads to watch. Fox 501. That's always the cricket. No matter what time of day or night, you can always find cricket there.
No, if you can pay for it, it was on terrestrial only.
You pick up stuff on your laptop more than your TV these days.
Didn't have a laptop. Again.
Good ball, good line, good length, well kept out. Garth very watchful on that occasion, and quite rightly too.
Backpacking around Australia 25 years ago, you didn't have laptops. Didn't have a camera phone.
Oh, another one.
At least I don't think you've seen that.
Short, back of a lens.
Did you?
Just gets the hands of Garth. Played it well though.
When are they in Dublin?
Well, they're over for Nick's wedding,
Which is when?
just before we fly away.
Oh, right.
Well, bright start here for Pembroke. Just 80 required now on the back of what was a tremendous performance in the field. And the way these two are going about the bowling at the moment, and I don't mean going after the bowling, but going around the bowling, they're playing quite sensibly, but
yeah.
any loose deliveries they're putting away, and they're going along quite happily at a run of ball.
Yeah, they're picking up the singles. Again, that's where Railway lacked. They were always bogged down. They weren't rotating the strike. No singles for summer.
Tough for them to do. Pembroke bowled very well.
Ooh, well bowled.
That's a good ball. Halfway through that shot, Garth knew he was on the wrong shot and sort of dropped his hands a little bit, and that got the bat away from the ball. I have to say, having got used to this camera angle of on the new sight screens,
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
it's a super angle. Niall's done a super job with his telegraphic pole. This one going down the leg side. Umpire signals the wide.
They don't risk.
Simon will have one more delivery to go in the second over. He's conceded 12 so far.
He's got some good pace. He's just not quite finding his line and length here, especially not with such a low total to defend.
Irish Senior Cup.
And then the 29th of August.
Nicely played away on the offside. Fielder can't quite get down to it, and it lets it run through for what is basically a walked single.
Again, a single for Pembroke where it would likely have been a dot for Railway. These small margins making it just that little bit easier for the batters.
So 3 overs gone, 18 on the board, run a ball. 78 required. What's that? 10, 11, 12, 13 overs they're saying that would take then.
So,
13 more overs.
yeah, but they could increase.
Oh
pace.
no, they certainly could. If these two are still in 10 overs time,
Yes.
I suspect they will have increased. Because by that stage Railway will have had to go to their changed bowlers, if only to shake things up a bit.
And try and get a wicket for
Well, that's
again
it.
a bonus point here, a bonus point there.
Could make all the difference later on. Short ball, just, well, bodied away into the leg side.
Again, the single.
Single
Oh, he
taken, and
hit the bell.
good throw. There we go, bit more
of sun,
sunshine.
yeah. I think that's our first hit of the stumps today from a fielder.
Emery, I always carry poo bags.
The random thoughts as people walk by from Craig. Oh, well
Emery
played.
Garth walking Josh around the ground, making sure she's obeying all the instructions.
Just tucked away there from protector into the leg side for a single. Well ball from McCarthy, tucking him up. Yeah, he generates good pace. You can see why he went on a Wolves, sir. And he does get and in the Interpros.
I would say he is the shining example as to why the Interpros do work.
Yes.
He really has, through some good performances in the Interpro series the last couple of years, brought his name to the fore. Now, I would still say Mark Adair is your premier seamer on the Irish team, and then depending how Josh is going,
Barry.
Josh seems to be struggling with economy rate at the moment. But Barry, Graham Hume, I certainly would have Liam McCarthy on that Graham Hume level, that next cabs off the rank.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Then you're starting to look at and then that's where it gets so tight with selection, because they're looking at small margins that make the difference. Like, similar bowlers, okay, they might look at a little bit of economy rate or fielding.
You've seen the same yourself, though. When kids have been coming up through the teams, you get a kid that comes along like Josh Little, and you go, okay, he's a future Irish international. And then you get another kid who comes through, and you say, oh, he's going to be a good first-team player. You can almost judge how far they are going to manage to go over their careers.
That's well bowled.
But again, you see what I mean? Very whippy action. An awful lot of this is coming through his shoulder.
He's hurt JJ there.
I would fear for McCarthy's shoulder long term. I hope he doesn't get any injuries in it, because I think once you start getting those injuries, that would be you just pile injury on top of injury. But look at that, that jagged back.
Yeah.
It was actually the line that jagged back that caught JJ rather than the length, and he's looking for some attention.
Yeah, it's hit him on the hand.
It's hit him somewhere, because he's not happy there, that's for sure.
I thought it was on the face.
No, it's his hand. Yeah. But yeah, when I got the
And there we go now.
partly torn,
We know that button doesn't work.
he's going to continue.
What's the betting that the next shot will be a big shot?
No. What are you betting the next shot will be? A short ball trying to hit him in the hands again?
Yeah, and it gets pulled out to cow corner. It's not quite at James Cresswell's level of dreaming up wickets.
Yeah, that was brilliant last week. Oh, he did bowl.
He's done it again. He's hit him again. He's hit him on the arm this time.
Yeah, wrist.
Lower arm, and he's in difficulty there. That has definitely hurt. That has caught him badly on the wrist. Just above the wrist, I think. And he's not happy with that. And that's twice McCarthy has got these ones to jag back right in on the batsman's hands. And it has caused great difficulties. End of the over, 20 on the board. I think Garth might just...
I think take a seat, take a break.
That has really jagged in a long way. Yeah. Now, no other bowler has got the movement that McCarthy has. Another reason why I think he's done well in the Interprovincial Series is this ability to move the ball.
Oh yeah. Like most moving the ball 3 inches is huge when you're a bowler. You're talking all you need is that much on a bat.
Yeah, if you can move it half a bat width,
yes,
and that's all it needs to be. Then that's the difference between the middle of the bat and the edge of the bat.
Yeah, and that's what they look for in bowling.
But this one is jagging back into the batsman,
it's hurt. It's hurt and bad.
Here's a replay of it now.
Not what I meant to do, but it's done now.
No, it may not be deliberate, Niall, but I think McCarthy will be happy enough to see it appearing again and again on the broadcast.
That's huge. Yeah, that's big. You can't. How do you play that? It's so you can't.
You can't play it.
You call to the dressing room and say, "Can I have an arm guard, please?"
Well, I'd nearly.
Well, he may do from now on, but some players, and I'm one of them, you just find it cramping.
You don't even wear a helmet.
Well, at this level, he would.
I do wear a box, and if I was going out there, I can assure you I would be wearing a helmet and the rest of the suit of armour.
Yeah. It's all relative. But I'd even suggest, look, maybe give him a
anyway,
rest.
It was the change of over. Garth has decided he wants to continue. That's got to be sore, though. I think he'd be better off going into the bar and just icing that and making sure it's right for Monday.
Yeah, because again, there's 20 on the board.
You're
76 needed. Maybe
you're a quarter of the way there almost.
Plenty of adding. You say you would argue that this side bats to 10?
12 in fairness.
Like,
Nicely played away. Just dropped down to third. They'll take the single.
I'd be cruel in saying they only batted.
And now we'll see how Garth will react. Because since he's been hit, he hasn't held his bat with his left arm.
Yeah.
Even backing up and everything there, it was all with the other arm, which I think is called the right arm, Greg.
Well, we'll look into that. We'll Google it and see if that's correct.
Well,
AI, we'll ask AI.
Sinan continuing. Goes full. He's hit the stumps.
He's
bowled him.
Yeah.
It was a wild shot from Garth, just as I said it would be. And Pembroke lose their first wicket with 21 on the board.
This is where I would have liked him to take maybe a seat, and injured with the ability to come back in.
Yeah, he's still not happy there.
No.
You can see it. He wants to continue. But as a result, he just says, right, I'm after this.
Yeah.
And
Down
he was
the
done on
track.
that. It was a full toss in the end, and he missed it. And it hit the off stump, and that's the end of JJ Garth. And I hope he now goes and gets a lot of ice, and not just for a gin and tonic.
Well, maybe both. No, but yeah, you're hoping for Monday. There's no
Lasting damage.
Yeah,
that
lasting
could swell
damage.
up horribly
Yes.
on the arm like
Yeah.
that.
It's so easy to actually break that bone as well. With a
Yeah.
bone.
So
Do you know the worst time I ever saw that bone being broken? Did you ever see the film Escape to Victory?
yes, of course. Yeah. Oh, where the Irish goalkeeper. Yeah.
Well, I think you'll find Paul Cooper, the Ipswich goalkeeper, was the gentleman who had
Oh, was
to
it?
make way,
I thought he was Irish.
And,
my bad.
putting his arm across the bed and then somebody
Yeah.
stamping on it. Ooh,
Yeah, it was Michael Caine, wasn't it? Stamped on him.
I'd say so.
Just so Sylvester Stallone could go and goal
That was right.
and save the penalty. Famously, on the set, he challenged Pele, thinking he was an actual goalkeeper. He forgot it was scripted that he was good in goals, and he challenged Pele. And Pele, he bet some money, and Pele just put everything past him because it was Pele, and you're Sylvester Stallone.
Phil Blackley has gone over to the tap, hopefully to give the dog some water. Is there a dog's bowl there now?
You know, one here. No water there. No tap.
Just from one extreme
Full-
to the other.
oh, well
that's
played.
a lovely shot. Whipped through the leg side. They'll pick up a couple here. Will it reach the boundary? The field might get there first. He does.
Oh, and he picks it up himself.
He wants it himself. He gets it back in, but he can't prevent a couple of runs going. Blake McDonald in the middle, making his home debut for Pembroke.
Yeah, a nice 44 last week in the game against North County, so he'll be hoping to follow that up.
Oh, it's Tim. I thought it was Harry.
No, Tim opening today,
Yes, Tim, well,
as he does most of the time. For the
And-
Leinster Lightning as well as Pembroke.
Oh,
Nice
again.
ball drifting in on the feet, but it's tucked away nicely. They should pick up two here, and they do.
again, great calling, positive, quick running between the wickets. And Pembroke come out of the over with 4 runs.
Well, 26 for 1 off 5.
So, for my prediction, they would need to get 70 off 8.4.
I think many of our predictions. Well, again, it depends. Let's see how.
How many does McCarthy bowl?
Well, I'd bowl him 7 maybe.
Yeah, depends.
And it depends on
He's
how-
going to match on Monday.
Depends on his treatment as well. And don't forget he has another game on Monday, and I don't know who Railway are playing on Monday, but they may view that as a fixture that maybe
Well, especially now.
they'll get more points out of.
Yeah.
So, this is why I have the concerns for young Garth. My goodness, that swung away beautifully. Unfortunately, it flung away down the leg side, not the offside.
Railway are at home to Clontarf on Monday.
Well, we'll leave that with them.
Pembroke at home to Rush, of course. Well,
McCarthy impressing with this spell. no wicket to his name, but really I think he earned the wicket of JJ Garth.
Yeah,
But now he's up against Blake McDonald, who playing first-class cricket in Australia this winter.
bit of Melbourne Stars, you know, it's starting to break through.
He'll be hoping to make an impression here in Ireland and go back into the Australian summer in full form.
But yeah, as you were saying, McCarthy didn't bowl the ball that got Hector out, but he
did get him out.
Garrett out, but he certainly, well, weakened them, or lined them up first. It shows the importance of bowling in pairs still.
But you're absolutely right, Amanda. You don't get assists in cricket.
Track the bowler at the other end.
Well, I'm sure over the years you've said it.
Well, there have been bowlers throughout history who have benefited from bowling at the other end.
Yeah.
Frank Tyson and Brian Statham for England in '55. Not that I was around for that one. That's a classic shot. Just play through the offside. He knows he's going to pick up 2 for it.
It keeps the scoreboard ticking.
2 beautiful runs there.
Yeah, he started off last week in County with a couple of 4s through the covers. One on the back foot, one on the front foot. It was just wrist movement. It was very nice to watch.
And Burnley now 3-1 up as Leeds go 2-1 up against Plymouth. And that's going down to a thrilling finish there. 3 o'clock now. The rugby, of course, starting at 5:30. Perhaps you want to come down to Pembroke and watch it down here on one of the screens in the bar.
Good carry.
Catch the end of this game, perhaps. Let's see how it goes. A little bit of chirp amongst the Railway fielders. They'll be pleased at having picked up that first wicket. However, Pembroke almost having a third of the required runs, even at this stage. Good afternoon to Ian McElwain out in the Middle East. He was tuned in earlier on. One hopes he's still with us. But I hope you're enjoying today's game, Ian. Join us plenty more times on Pembroke Cricket Live this summer. McCarthy in, short. McDonald onto it so quickly, and it's just powered away behind square on the leg side. And it's a good job there's a bank and a railway line there, otherwise that one would be running all the way up Aylesbury Road. That was hit with some power.
That was putting a marker down. He saw that so early. He picked up the length, and here we go with the replay. He just picks up the length so quickly, and he powers that away. Yeah, even if they're the fielder who'd been at fine leg, no chance of getting around to that. His only job was to keep his eye on the ball and retrieve it from the bush.
Sid sending us through a few messages there. He thoroughly enjoyed his time on the mic and fancies doing it again, so delighted and hope he enjoyed it. No, he enjoyed it. And McCarthy comes to the end of his third over, just 14 runs from it. But he's been the threat, hasn't he? He's been the one that's made you think, ooh.
Well, I tell you, I wouldn't want to face him on that track. But if they were playing on a track that gave a little bit more even to the bowlers, which you can often find at this time of year in Ireland, he'd be even more dangerous. Like that track's playing well. There is something in it for the bowler, but like some of the tracks, say like last week when there was a bit more damp in them, you'd be worried. Well,
when people say Railway must have won the toss today and wanted to bat first, and Pembroke wanted to bat first if they'd won the toss, and that's why we think that Railway did win the toss. I always feel that Sydney Parade, especially here we are just in May Bank holiday weekend, when the sun comes out, the wind comes across and everything dries off a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think it becomes easier to bat here at this time of year, second. And I've been on the rough end of some games down here where you've batted first and struggled to get a total, and then the other side have come out and made it look like an absolute beach.
Yes.
Sons of beaches.
Well, Hector continuing. Is it?
Nice, straight, solid shot to that ball. Slightly slower delivery on this occasion. Railway persisting with the openers, and why wouldn't they? They're only into their 4th over here for Synan. 3 for McCarthy so far.
Nothing much in in anger yet from Tector, who can dominate with the bats as an opener.
Well, I think that's part of his. It certainly brought him to the attention of the selectors, and he did the same with for Leinster as well. And again, it was something that sort of made his name. But I think he's also realised that you can't just be swashbuckling against everybody at the same time. And you've got to show that you can adapt to the situation that's in front of you, and you're going to do the best thing for your team. And whether that's going for it and dominating, or not going for it and just slowly letting the bowler down, that he's never going to take a wicket before going on to the attack.
Good calling.
That's good, though. That's good running.
Cut your cloth, as they say. Yeah. Each game is different, each situation. So, you know, you just sometimes do what's needed to get the W. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
61 more required for Pembroke, but they've got all day to do it in. Played away nicely on the offside.
Yeah, you would.
You get the feeling that if they can see off the openers, it will ease out a bit at that stage.
Yeah, now the only thing is, tea is scheduled for 3:30, or maybe 20 past, because they had the 10-minute break. Now it'd be interesting to see what the umpires can decide to stay out there. It is in their purview to keep playing for a period of time. So it'd be interesting to see what they decide to do.
Let's just wait and see.
Yeah.
No point trying to guess or judge.
No. I just, you know what I mean? Like, you know, with 60 to go, do they decide to take an extra 5, maybe 10 overs, or what? You know, maybe they want their cuppa.
Maybe the Railway players will want to get off the field at that stage and not return. So maybe they'll stay out, maybe they won't. You just don't know. Let's leave that one for
20 minutes away.
The future. Nicely played away on the leg side. This time the fielder's right onto it. There'll be no single there. That is the end of the over. 7 overs are gone. 35 is the score. Still just that one wicket, the one of young JJ Garth, who sustained 2 blows to his left arm. And I'd say they're starting to swell at this stage. He really needs those.
Arnica, that's what he needs.
Hopefully in some ice. LaRue behind the sticks. He's been steady enough there so far. Oh, no. And it will be McCarthy to bowl his 4th over. 14 without loss he has.
But it must be great for Railway as a club to see somebody at that age, you know, behind the sticks, which is an important position, your wicket-keeper. He helps drive the field from there. And then bat so well, you know.
Oh, that's big. That's gone a long way. That is high. It comes down just inside the touchline of the rugby pitch on the far side. Lovely shot, 6 runs. And you could see that Tim Tector, well, he's been out there for a while now.
He picked it. It was the length. He picked it again quickly.
You could see again McCarthy getting that ball to jag back in. This one not jag backing in. Jag backing in.
5 times quickly.
Without the same menace as the ones Garth got.
I think
Tector put that one well away. McCarthy again in, a little bit longer in length on this occasion. Belated appeal to the umpire. It'll be leg byes.
Thing for the batsman though is if the bowler's doing it every ball, you're nearly, you know, you can.
Oh, then you can work it out.
Yeah. And he is jagging it back at such a consistent that the fact that when he pitches it on middle, you know, kind of, you know, it's coming into the leg side.
If he pitches it on off, you know it's going to miss leg. It's jagging back that much. So, you know.
He was kind of on the length, then he felt safe in playing, going into the leg side.
Now McDonald plays that down on the offside. No run taken.
But it's still a great shot, great 6. Just got under it so well.
Well, that was the only part that might have caused him problem, was how far underneath it he got. It went up an awful long way.
Nobody was out there though, so again we're still in the power play, so Railway can only have 2 outside the ring.
Well, that might not be enough for them.
Again short.
And again pulled round on the leg side. There is a fielder chasing after it, but one feels that
Yeah, he gave
Neither
up.
one of them is going to close that gap. Another 4 runs. McDonald moves on to 13. Pembroke move on to 46.
The fielder
And
gave
suddenly
up.
there's a change of mood.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah.
McDonald has looked so assured in the middle.
He's great. He's picking up the length so quickly. But again, if you're kind of playing up at that upper echelon of in Australia, you have to pick up on the length, especially if you're going into top order and power plays.
Well, this is an important battle, these two.
This was the one. Yeah.
And again, there's the maturity of, I'm not looking for a big shot every delivery. I'm waiting for the delivery that is a big shot.
And knowing you have that opportunity to wait.
Our fellow commentator, James Cresswell, he's busy elsewhere today. He's off to the UK, leaving Europe, heading off to Brexit land for an Eton mess.
His passport in order, I hope.
Well, it'll need to be now. Nice shot. It's just a smooth shot from McDonald. He's a pleasure to watch, that's for sure. You're picking up on that very early in his Pembroke home debut.
He does use his hands very well.
Pembroke nearly halfway mark now. 46 for 1 off 8. Just another 50 runs required. Elsewhere this weekend, or not elsewhere, exactly here, not elsewhere. Tomorrow we have the 4th 11. They kick off at 2 o'clock. They're playing Sandyford in an Inter-Cup game. That will be T20. That will be fast and furious all over the place. And then on Monday, the first 11 will be welcoming the returning old boy, Alan Eastwood from Rush.
Love to know how you got from Alan Eastwood
to Ian Rush, yeah.
Although I'm sure Alan would take that as a compliment.
Oh, I don't know.
He'd make a good centre forward.
Or centre back. In the day.
Yeah.
Certainly one of the fittest men I've ever known.
Yeah, it's still going at that high level.
Yeah, Tim Tector. These two really do complement each other. They seem to be batting very well together. Now, that having been said, there'll probably be a run out next ball. But they just look comfortable.
Well, again, as you said, they're coming up on past the halfway point, or close to the halfway point, of the runs needed with so much time left. I suppose their only battle is now with themselves is to not throw their wicket away. I'm sure they both want to have red ink against them. Just to it's a good marker and again, as we were saying, for Rush aiming for Pembroke, Railway aiming for bonus points, I'm sure Pembroke would like to get maximum points here today.
Powered away on the offside. The diving fielder can't stop it. It's going to run away to the fence. And again, it's not played with any great brute force. It's played with timing and placement. And you see the shot here now.
Beating Kevin O'Brien there in the covers. He couldn't quite get to that.
It just gives him the width, and it's punched through the covers. The despairing dive can't stop it as it heads on its way to the rope. 4 more runs, 50 on the board now. Now we are past halfway in the chase down of 95, 96 to win.
Good comeback.
Pulled the bat away there, Tector.
But again, and just from the Railway field, change of field settings, like we've no slip. So it's kind of like half defence, half attack here.
Well, it's hard to know where to put your fielders.
Yeah. Again, they're restricted by the power play of how many they can have outside that ring.
Again, punched through on the offside. This time the fielder gets across to it, but it squirts under his body, and that'll let them get through for another one. Tough day at the office for Railway. They've got to keep fighting, keep trying to take wickets, trying to put some sort of pressure. The run rate is never going to be a pressure thing here now. You'd have to get down to about, 6 overs to go to say, there's a bit of pressure now.
In the modern game, would you even say that?
Well, there you go, you see. That's the way it is these days.
Like so often, 10 and over is
Oh, in the APL and stuff,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous now.
yeah.
They're now paying bowlers thousands of dollars who are conceding 9 and over
I
and
know.
saying, "Oh, you're one of the economic ones."
Yeah.
Anyway, the over finished. 9 gone now, 52 on the board. By comparison, well, Railway were on 28. And they were 28 for a few, 4 or 5 at that stage.
5, I think.
So, yep, 28 for 5. And then they had their biggest partnership. Change of bowling now at the nursery end.
Well,
McCarthy is,
yeah.
well, possibly a change to see if it will make any difference, or perhaps a change to save their bowler for a game on Monday. I don't know which it is.
Well, when you're chasing, look, you can only win by taking 9 wickets. So, they're going to have to try something. But you suspect medium pace. You'd want to be on the money when he starts with a wide.
Safi starting with a wide down the leg side.
Because if they can pick the length of McCarthy, if he's off his length at all, you could see both batsmen here getting onto it very quickly. And there's no deep field. Well, with the ring still in effect, nobody too deep. So are you on your own tomorrow for commentary? Have you anyone coming to help?
Nobody's offered it as yet.
So anyone. Fortunately, I've scoring duties and can't join you. Oh, well,
Beautifully flicked away on the leg side. Another boundary results. 4 more runs onto the total, and that was just a loose delivery. But it's the speed with which McDonald just spotted it was a loose delivery and then waited for it.
Oh yeah, look, it was too full. It was on the legs.
It's gone away very quickly.
I think we're safe in saying already. I know it's only 2 games I've watched them, but a batsman of this class is going to get onto that.
We've been so fortunate in the quality of batsmen in this club over the last number of years.
Oh, thank you.
Powered back past the bowler. And at this stage, McDonald, I think, has seen enough of the change bowling, and he put him away there, straight down the ground.
And he's upset with that shot. He didn't quite get hold of it where he wanted to.
Rubbish.
Yeah. I think top half of the bat.
Or not uppish enough.
Yeah, it was more top half of the bat.
But 8 from the first 2.
3.
9 off the first 3 deliveries, including the wide. Safi comes in again.
Oh.
And he's flicked away again with disdain, and that is a class shot. You want to see
6.
some quality batting, come and watch JP in the nets. Blake McDonald just flicking one away and just showing you what is possible. What a super shot this is.
Again, it's just drifting onto the legs, and he knows he's nobody out there. Straight away, he picks that line and length so well, and nobody's on the square leg boundary because he can't have anyone out there.
The best Australian at that shot, in my opinion, was Greg Chappell. He used to play that shot so beautifully, and that was reminiscent of one of Greg Chappell's flicks off the leg.
And that's 18 from the over. So far, 19.
15.
Oh, 15. Jeez, my maths is awful. Sorry.
Again, played away. He knows there's only 2 inside the circle. He lifts that one down to the Michael Sharp corner. It runs for another boundary, and this is proving to be a very expensive over for Safi and a very profitable one for McDonald and Pembroke. That was just way too wide. McDonald went down onto one knee and lifted it over the offside, and it ran away beautifully for a 4. This game rapidly reaching...
Well, we did say it earlier.
decision
It would only take 1 over from, and the change bowling would be interesting to see how it would fare against this batting. But McDonald is showing, he's so good at picking lengths. He trusts his shots.
I think he trusts the wicket as well
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
He's seen enough of it to know. Now, there's been a bit of a delay, and people have been having a chat with the bowler. A bit of encouragement required, perhaps. And this time tries to tuck the batsman up, and the batsman, well, responds by tucking him away, and they'll take on 2.
Oh, that's super running.
And they take the 2 handily. Whoa! Gust of wind almost threatening to take the gazebo away.
That was more like a tornado for half a second.
I don't know where that came from.
Bloody hell. My hat went off.
No, it didn't take anything out.
That was amazing.
It didn't even feel the build-up.
Just sudden burst, gust of wind. And another change of bowling.
Yes.
Unsurprisingly, Railway going to spin. Let's see if Blake McDonald or Tim Tector can be the first to pick up the €10 bonus for putting one into the commentary box. Putting a bounty on Niall this year.
This is like when you go to the driving range and try to hit the cart that collects the balls.
Absolutely.
Well, that over has changed the finishing time here rapidly, hasn't it?
Well, it certainly has put Pembroke a long way towards where they need to be.
Just 24 more runs needed. Just from the 40 overs. That's short, that's wide. It's punched out to point. Just be the single for Tector.
Well, 10 overs up now, of course. The fielding restrictions aren't quite as severe as they were. But these 2, well, they've come together. The score was 21 when the first wicket fell. They've put on 52 now. And a stand of 52 at the top of the order.
Oh, that's nice.
When you're only chasing 96 for victory, a stand of 50 plus certainly puts you in a very strong position.
Yeah, I think the win percentage would have Railway at 0.00 something at this stage.
That one flies through to the keeper. Tector playing inside that one quite deliberately. Good crowd built up in front of the pavilion now and along the wall.
With the sun out, why not?
Oh, that beautifully pulled into the leg side. Nobody's going to cut that off. That reaches the boundary.
Great attempt by McCarthy, but couldn't get quite around to it.
No, that had too much pace on it. Yeah. Tector onto this, latches onto this.
Again, McCarthy is pretty much backwards square. And with a deep, fine leg as well. It's an interesting field setting to bowl the ball short.
He bowled it that short, and it didn't really have the pace, and that's why it was hit so far in front of square.
Fuller.
Driven down the ground. O'Brien does the nice bit of fielding at mid-on.
Yeah, look. You'd want to be getting it more up around the neck region for that field setting. He's not quite that pace. Oh, flick.
Oh, lovely lifting into cow corner. There's no fielder out there. The ball is going to just make it to the fence. But it's the finding the space and how he finds that space that is so impressive. Another 4, and suddenly there's only 14 more required for victory in this Premier League game.
I could be quids in here. How many wickets? I did say 3 wickets though.
Flicked away to cow. Beautifully done. And these 2 are making very short work of this target.
Don't take tea. Don't take tea. I think that's what the umpires are saying.
The umpires are offering the choice too.
Don't take tea.
I think they're just going to get a drink. Whether they take tea or not, that's their decision. We'll abide by whatever they do.
Oh, it's obviously the umpire's
If they
decision.
take tea, it's our chance to stuff our faces. But no, they're going to continue on. No point in stopping for half an hour when just 14 runs required, and especially when the two batsmen are striking the ball the way they are.
Yeah. It's just. Well, I'm sorry. It would, from a railway point of view, it'd just be, it'd be just elongating the misery.
Safi's first over went for 20 runs. McDonald took rather a liking to his bowling, and that's who will be facing him now. Safi and McDonald to resume. Afternoon. See, I think if we got the chairs that the scorers don't like,
Yes.
you'd be more comfortable.
Yeah, no, the way my back's feeling at the moment, yeah.
Well, that's flicked away. It's pulled up inside the boundary, down by the Willfield Road gate, the Bannigan entrance.
Just the two. He didn't quite get all of it, but it's placed well because they're finding the gaps easily at the moment. They're not hitting fielders. Oh, he just sized that one
Straight
up.
6.
That is big.
Has gone all the way into the gardens. They'll need another ball now, that's for sure. That's a super shot. McDonald has taken a liking to this bowler. And this shot, well, it's just lifted. It even gets the Bill Dwyer seal of approval.
Didn't hear any crashing wind though, but that's good. Hopefully nobody was sitting in their back garden trying to enjoy the sun.
That fence needs to be a lot higher.
Yeah. Last week, definitely, I would dream of having the rugby netting
Still
there. Yeah, but last week in Rathmines, they had the game on what they call pitch 7, and one of the 6s broke a slate on one of the houses there.
Well, Safi, he took some tap in his first over. He's gone for 8 off the first 2 balls here. And Pembroke now just 1 shot away from victory. 90 for 1 in the 12th over. Chasing 96 for victory.
It is often the way.
And I'm guessing a repeat shot.
Yeah. Tried it.
He certainly was looking for it. It's powered up to the man at mid-on. And it goes for a single.
I would say if you're Safi, you're glad. Well, at this point of the season, you're only playing Pembroke once, depending on how the league's split.
Well, again, a long way to go before such things, but should these two teams meet again, there will certainly be a psychological advantage to Pembroke.
Yeah.
Well, Tim Tector, 5 required.
Nice.
Plays it away on the offside. There is a fielder out there. McCarthy it is. Another single. And now any sort of boundary will be enough for Pembroke.
the
12th over. Well, Zoe was closest. She said the 13th over with 2 wickets down.
Yeah.
Graham said the 13th with 3 wickets down. So it looks like Zoe Bell will be winning this week's Jaffa Cake.
And the funny thing for Blake McDonald, just the way the scores have gone, he will be waiting on his first 50 again.
Well, he scored 44 last week. He's on 43 this week. Scores just keep dropping all the time. He's off to a fine start.
Terrible start.
So, once we come towards the conclusion of this game, it's my chance to thank Sid and Graham. And of course, Niall for all of his technical work, without whom none of this would be possible. Nice. Another single played out in the offside. McCarthy swooping down onto it. He's not going to let that go. Jack Sharp. Good to see you, Jack. Be seeing you soon in Sydney. 3rd test of the Lions trip. But yes, it's early points in Pembroke today. They just need 2 more runs now. 2 more runs to see them home to their first league win of the season. They'll be 1-1 and feeling a lot better than they were last weekend.
I'd like the small moral victory of it actually going to 13.4. It won't, but it'd be nice.
12 overs gone now.
Yeah, no chance.
Current batsman well set. McDonald, as I say, he's on 43. Was he out last week?
Yes.
So he's currently averaging
87.
87. And that's how I get through a season.
Averaging 87.
Yeah, 87 runs, high score of 20.
I'd take 87, yeah. After playing 44 games. Jeez, there's a lot of chatter with the bowler with 2 runs needed of 38 overs.
Well, that will be one of them. Scores are level. And that would almost be the way to finish this game.
Well, it would.
One of two ways. Either Tim Tector is going to hit a 6 or a 4 out to Cal, but a boundary, or it's going to be a wide.
Yeah.
Not, as I say, not quite at the same level of prediction as James Cresswell.
Oh, he was having a blinder last week.
The absolute seer of predictions. Shuffling the deck chairs on the Titanic Railway at the moment.
And there we go.
They're just going to take the single. And that is enough. And that sees Pembroke home. And they're home by 9 wickets. They score 96 for the loss of just J.J. Garth. And that is possibly one of the most one-sided games that Pembroke firsts have had in many a year.
Yeah, it's obviously disappointing from the neutral point of view. Everyone was hoping with the sun out, hoping for a long match, great day for it. But importantly for Pembroke, they get their first win of the season on the board after last week's disappointments.
Well, let's see how this game progressed. Railway, we think, won the toss, batted first, and well, you see that one at the top. Ashil Prakash out first ball. Blake McDonald snaring a catch on his first delivery at home, and Barry McCarthy starting the match with a wicket, and it sort of never really picked up from there.
No, they're literally on the back foot from the very first ball, and it just kept going.
O'Brien, Carpe, McCarthy between them. Well, 13 runs between them, and that's your middle order gone.
Yeah.
LaRue, he did well. He hung around for an awful long time. 74 balls he faced. Scored only 14, but he was there.
Yeah.
And he showed that he had no fear, and I predict a bright future for Peter LaRue. I've been calling him Philip all day, and it's come up on the scorecard now as Peter. I apologise. Ryan Smith and Zaman Safi, again, didn't add much to the proceedings. Before a stand of 25, including Sinan and LaRue, took Railway up to 95, and that was about it.
The only disappointing thing for Pembroke maybe on the bowling side would, I suppose, 17 extras.
17
be a
extras.
little disappointing from them.
That's a wide every 2 overs.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but early season stuff.
No, but yeah.
And there were a lot of left-handed, right-handed batting combinations.
Well, I mean, just the small little points they'll probably say amongst themselves to work on.
Here are the Pembroke bowling figures. Barry McCarthy, as I say, took a wicket with his very first ball, dropped into a lovely groove so early in his spell, ended up with 3 for 32. Harry Tector and Byron McDonough both picked up 2 wickets by very different means, and Gavin Hoey and Paul Lawson won apiece. There was 1 run out. There were very few in the way of stands. And then, in reply, Pembroke were chasing 96 for victory. It was achieved with a great deal of ease, it has to be said. That wicket of Jonathan Garth, he was bowled by Synham, but we both agree that really McCarthy did the damage by hitting him twice on the arm and causing some nasty bruises there, I'd say.
Hopefully, when we go down to the bar, it's good news, and it was just painful more than anything.
Tim Tector, 34 not out, and Blake McDonald, 43 not out. And that 43, I have to say, contains some nice, classy shots.
Yeah. Again,
it was absolute delight to see. Yeah. And it's quite funny to see the batting order. And
would that have been the batting order?
Well,
You could shuffle that any way you want, really. Obviously,
this-
Paul wasn't going for.
You know, Gavin Hoey, Harry Tector, Jack Tector, Andy Balburney, even Barry McCarthy, we've known to strike a big ball here.
Greg Hollins.
Greg Hollins has played wonderful innings for both firsts and seconds.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of batting behind, but the run rate of 7.89 was enough to see Pembroke reach 96 with a loss of 1 wicket in just the 13th over? 12th over.
Yeah. Well, before we
12th
go,
over.
do you want to update on the round of grounds?
Nah.
No.
People can do that themselves at this
Yeah.
stage.
Mary-
Here are the
Marion will do
bowling
well.
figures for Railway to finish off this game first. As Niall's trying to show some highlights. And there, the 1 wicket for Sunnin, and other than that, you can see the bowling quite expensive, especially that for Zaman Safi. He's going to have better days than today, and that is today's game. Oh, Pembroke looks absolutely fabulous, except for there's no cricket being played. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will wrap up today's broadcast. We thank you very much for joining us here on Pembroke Cricket Live on YouTube. We'd like to thank our sponsors, but we don't have any. And we'd like to thank everybody concerned with the production. And thanks very much for joining us. And as I say, tomorrow next game will be 2 o'clock tomorrow. Pembroke Fourths entertaining Sandyford in the Intercup in a T20 thrash. And then on Monday, we're back at midday for Pembroke Firsts taking on the first 11 of Rush. So until Sunday, both myself and Graham would like to say thank you for joining us. And on behalf of Sid, who's now comfortably tucked up at home, thank you very much for joining us too in the box. And we will talk to you soon.